Let's go. It's time for part 2, where we talk about solutions to problems that we spoke about yesterday. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Hello. How's everyone doing? What's going on, my people? How's everyone doing? Today we are talking solutions on the conversation that we had yesterday. For those of you who wasn't there yesterday, we discussed in depth. We discussed what happened at Harrow. We spoke about like the different problems that we've been facing as a unit, as a community. We spoke about can everyone hear me, by the way? Just make sure my headphones are in properly. Can everyone hear me? Please let me know. There we go. Yeah, can everyone hear me? Okay, cool. So we spoke about some of the issues that we had on Harrow last weekend. Okay. And we had some dope guests. We had Kai in, which was very cool. So it's very, very cool to sit down and talk to Kai, have someone from a business standpoint come in and say his piece. So that was really cool. So today I want to talk about some solutions. I invited some people in today. I'm not too sure who's going to make it in, but I invited some people in. I wanted to talk to... First thing I wanted to do was talk to some choppers, right? Can we recap? Okay, yeah, we can recap. So effectively, the conversation that we had yesterday was us talking about... we were talking about what happened at Harrow. So if you don't know, if you wasn't at Harrow last weekend, what happened was there were 2 major injuries. So there was someone who fell and broke their leg, and someone who fell and like hit their head on the floor during the speed skate and concussed themselves. I think there was a concussion. There's 2 separate ambulance trips, and then the month prior to that, there were two more ambulance call outs. Oh no, there was 1 ambulance call out. Someone else had to go to the hospital, and there was 2 more broken legs. So that's what happened. That's what's happened in the last 2 like Harrows. We went over like pretty extensively how we can maybe, or what the issues were, and some solutions on how we can fix that and change that a little bit. It was a good live. It went on for about 2.5 hours. It was a long live, but a good live. And any questions, please use the question thing. I was terrible at it yesterday. I didn't get to everyone's, but I'm going to do my best to get to everyone's today. So if you have anything that you really want to say other than just like general chat in the chat, use the little question thing that's like right here. It's here for me. So we spoke about that yesterday. We spoke about what happened at Harrow, and today I want to have a more positive spin. I actually wanted to talk about solutions. I want to talk about what we can do to fix it. I invited some choppers in, which are... Well, I know that there's a bit of a divide when it comes to the communities, and I think choppers get a lot of shtick, and get a lot of shit from the newer skaters, and maybe don't get as much shit from the older skaters unless they're not very good. But the newer skaters have a bit of a gripe when it comes to the choppers, especially in rinks, in close proximity, especially if they're not good. And even when they are good, choppers get a bit of shit. So I wanted to talk to some choppers and maybe like try and iron some stuff out, let them kind of speak for themselves. I invited a few of them down, some really good choppers, and we spoke about accountability yesterday, and somebody like trying to kind of be accountable for, obviously not everybody, but someone trying to be accountable, especially on Reddit. What happens on Reddit? Who's chatting shit about choppers on Reddit? That's not very nice. But yeah, we spoke about accountability. Someone to kind of like take the lead on things like that. Which obviously, you know, isn't for everybody, but just like kind of having a bit of a community fix, as opposed to just like waiting for like the rinks and the few rinks that we have here to implement fixes, trying to think of a way to tackle it as a community, and more than anything keep everyone safe, whether they're old, new, or in between. So that's like a quick recap. I got a question here. Have you got the ears of the people that run Harrow? No, I don't. I don't think anyone does. I heard that they've been replying to, or they replied to a message on Facebook, I believe. Heard that they replied to a message on Facebook saying that they're implementing changes. But no, they're very... I don't have a way to speak to them. I don't have a way to contact them. Yeah, the answer is no, I don't have. Thank you for your question. I feel like I'm like on a news broadcast, something like that. Yeah, so how's everyone doing? Is everyone doing okay? Everything... Oh, okay. Right, okay. So just general like chopper hate, right? So yeah, so like I said, I wanted to talk to a few choppers today. I invited some down. I reached out to some of the some skaters that I talked to in the US, just to kind of ask some questions about like how they do things over there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Jack, you want to jump in, bro? I've got a few people lined up. I don't know, why didn't I? Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Jack, if you want to jump in and just kind of chop it out with me, then you're more than welcome to, sir. Yeah, speaking of the choppers, yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to talk to, I've said this 3 times, so let me go again. I wanted to talk to some choppers today, maybe iron some stuff out, have a little chat about the choppers, and like maybe kind of approach or like let them know about the shtick that they get, how people feel about choppers, especially when they're not very good, and maybe find a way that we can all use the space in a safe way and as a community. I wanted to talk to someone from the US, but that might not be in this live. It might be in another one. And lastly, I wanted to talk to some beginner skates, baby skaters, newer skaters. Yeah, I wanted to talk to a few people in that regard, and have conversations where we kind of like answer some questions. I can go back and forth with someone who's maybe quite new to the community, and just hear what people think. Obviously, it's not a representation of everyone that follows me, but I'd like to have a conversation with someone who's pretty new. So if you feel like you're someone who fits the bill and you'd like to have a constructive conversation, hopefully, yeah, feel free to send a request, and when it's that time, then I will accept it. We have Caitlin joining in. Caitlin, are you ready? You ready to go? Because I'm pressing accept right now. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's like the basic plan. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Hello, Caitlin. How you doing? Okay. Kind of.
Can you hear me now? I just disconnected from
Yes.
the...
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
What's going on? What do you have something to say? Should I give you the floor?
Yeah, we can have a conversation.
Okay, right. So you was here. Go on.
Yeah,
You
so
go.
I was in the live yesterday,
Hmm.
and since we're talking about solutions today, I just wanted to bring up like one point that was mentioned yesterday about the new like chopping style skaters. And I've seen this happen in the flesh as well. A lot of like OG skaters or like skaters who have been skating longer than the newer generation always tend to complain about like the new gen of like speed skaters and they're too reckless and like say that they're trying to do stuff too quickly before their time and etc. etc. And I just think if we're talking about like solutions, if you are someone who has like been in the scene or who's like noticed in the scene or looked up to and you have complaints for the younger generation, I think instead of complaining about it, it would be a really mature and good thing for the community to actually teach and instill the right way of skating or the skills and, you know, like the techniques, the proper techniques to skate safely, etc., etc. So I just think moving forward in terms of like solutions, that's what, as people who have been skating longer, should be doing to give back to the community.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think we were trying to have that conversation yesterday, like towards the end. We were just trying to have that, like, you know, who's setting the levels, who's setting the pace, because who's really like who's really holding it down for the. I think a lot of the choppers that are like really doing things now are like newer choppers, right?
Yeah, like
I see Funky every now and again.
Like if you look at, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, but like Muteki Batch. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but
okay, yeah.
And all of them, like I remember seeing RB skate for the first time, like when he first started coming up, and now to see him now, like he's so sick, and like them lots are very like self-taught. Like obviously they've probably been given tips and given techniques and stuff to get better at what they've done. But like if you look at that group, for example, like there are a lot of newbies in that group, and like they're really doing their thing. They're really like, you see them out here skating all the time and going hard and pushing themselves to extra limits, and like if they was then to get pulled out by like an older skater and being told like, oh, you're not doing this properly or like they're gonna think like, bro, like, but where was you when I was learning all of this? Like, where was you to tell me, to correct me that this was wrong? Do you know what I'm saying? Even like Nate is so fucking sick. And again, like I don't know if he was given tips and stuff on what he was to do, but if someone was to pull him aside and say, yo, like you're skating wrong, bro, like he would probably think like, right, like, but where was you guys when I was doing all of that and trying to get good? Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think if you have, usually like you have to have something to, you have to have legs to stand on. If you're gonna try and implement rules to people, you have to be someone that people look up to. It's like,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like any man on the street who approaches you and says, "Oh, you're not allowed to do this and you're not allowed to do that." You're not really gonna listen to any next man. You're gonna be like, "Who is that?" But if you're someone who's actually like looked up to, like you've been doing things for your community and etc., you're more likely to be taken seriously. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. But I think a lot of that is like, I mean, even when I was coming up, like there wasn't, you know, all the Hyde Park blocks stay in Hyde Park. They've been in Hyde Park since I started. You know, like there was none of that, and it was only until I started to go fixate where I had people that were like on levels and they were showing me levels.
Yeah.
There was none of that before that. Like my only skating was street skating because it's the only thing I could do that I could like teach myself. And yeah, I think that's a very valid point.
Do you know what? There's some people in the comments saying that the youngers don't want to listen and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's like the argument point. Like, then that's the thing where, you know, who really is able or like qualified to give out those tips or that information, like.
But this is the thing though, yeah, like this is the way I see it. I see what you're saying, but here's a counterpoint, right? If we're saying that the youngers don't want to listen, maybe there's another reason, and that is that maybe they don't have anyone to look up to. Maybe there's no one who's reaching out. Maybe there's no one who's going to where the youngers are learning, or like going to these like younger events or going to like the beginner events and stuff, and showing them levels and chatting to them on a that kind of level.
And also, it's the approach. I'm saying
100%.
I've actually witnessed with my own eyes people try to enforce rules, and even though they may be the right rule, you haven't said it in the right way. Again, like, no one's gonna, like, we're all free people in this world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really police people if you don't have a certain authority over them. It's about how you talk to people. It's about how
100%.
It's about how you deliver the information you're trying to give. Because what you're trying to do is, it could actually be for the better. It could actually be to help improve your skating. But if you do it correctly, then ain't nobody gonna listen to you.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I think it's important for that. I mean, like, even like when, I mean, like I said last week, like I said yesterday, like, I go to a lot of beginners events. Like, I go and chat to them. I go and, like, try my best to give the knowledge that I have. I don't just, like, charge for it. Like, I try my best to give this out because somebody has to tell them the right way, or we're just going to be at war all the time. And I've noticed that there's a lot of, like, little events that go on that people are just kind of in these, like, bubbles where they're just in these, like, in these bubble groups where they're like, nobody reaches out to nobody else. They just stay in the same circle.
Yeah.
And then all the bad habits just rotate around. You know what I mean? And I think it's a bad way to do it. And I think, especially talking to the newer like, choppers and just skaters in general, like, and listening to how they feel about things, and, like, maybe what would make them feel more comfortable. Because, I mean, even for me, like, I've been skating for a long time, but sometimes when I, like, get past with it, like, there's some small gap between me and someone else, and I get passed through, like, it's sometimes like, oh
shit, I did that.
right, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, yeah, on my path, but also when someone else passes me, sometimes it, like, takes me back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I couldn't imagine, like, me knowing what I'm doing, I couldn't imagine how that would feel if you're, like, brand new and someone's just, like, speeded right past your face. I can't imagine how scary that must be, especially not knowing that you might not have the levels to be able to control yourself while you're skating, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to backtrack off what Caitlin said about your delivery and your approach. Because I think someone said yesterday that skaters have, like, a big ego and that we're, like, really proud people. And I think that's true of most skaters, whether, like, we admit it or not. A lot of us are really proud people, and we're, like, still quite young. Like, my generation, like, I'm 22. I think most of the new skaters are, like, a couple years older, a couple years younger. And I feel like your delivery is so important. So, for example, like, Dev recently has been in Vauxhall quite a lot, and I know a lot of skaters look up to him, and he doesn't really come on the level of I'm this kind of skater, I'm, like, certified and prestige. He just comes and he speaks to you, he'll skate with you, and so little things like that will bridge such a big gap without having to do a lot.
I think those things do a lot for the community. Like, we're all talking about improving the community as a general thing, but what are we all really doing individually to put towards your community? You can't complain about your community if you're not doing anything in like a small ounce. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even like,
yeah, 100%.
I'm not anywhere close to some of the people's skill level in skating, but when I see someone who hasn't, when I'm watching someone skate and I'm thinking, oh, if I just send this one tip, like, they'll get that move. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that one little.
Yeah.
I always do that, always, because, like, that's what it's about. Like, for me, when I started, that's what it was always about. Like, watching progression, like, watching other people, trying to pick up stuff off of them. And, like, when I started skating, a lot of people came and said, try this or try that. And you already know, like, the speed skating and everything. Like, so I took that from when I started skating, and then I put that to whoever I see who starts skating. It's like a chain reaction. Like, that is how you build a community. And if you're just there complaining about it, but you're not doing these small things, you don't really have a leg to stand on to complain.
Right.
Literally.
I mean, I think especially for me, like, the one thing, and obviously, Caitlin, you know, I big you lot up all the time, but, like, I like the fact that you and Len, you saw a problem, like, or you saw something that you wanted to change and you went and did that, right? You didn't like make it, not to say that it wasn't sick, but you didn't like worry too much about it. You just like, cool, let's find a space, let's set a motive and let's just get it done.
Mm.
And I think a lot of the older skaters, because I think there's a time period that you pass, right, where you kind of become like, you know, an old man like shouting at clouds, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh,
Like,
these fucking young kids, blah 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 blah, you know what I mean? But you're not really doing anything to affect the change, right? You're not really doing anything to like help the younger kids who are learning how to chop right now, or learning the new things. That you're not really doing anything to change that. So how can you really complain? You know?
yeah, point. I think the whole heap of complaining, but not actually doing anything to prevent you having to complain. It's you just go around in circles. You're gonna complain. You're gonna feel like they're not gonna listen to you. They're not gonna take it in the right way. So they're gonna carry on skating the way they're skating. If there's no fixing the cycle unless you do something different.
Yeah, I agree, 100%, 100%. So as a self-proclaimed Corona roller, how do you feel about like how you started?
Who's a Corona roller?
I am. I don't know. I feel like when I started skating, it was just a vibe. The first time I went skating, I went to Colindale. I went to Colindale on my skateboard as well, actually. And I went with one of my friends, and I saw hella skaters, and I was like, yeah, I'm jumping back on roller skates. And I never really got taught. I saw things here and there, but everything that I do now, I did myself. Certain people like JB, Aish, they taught me like little tricks here and there, but like chopping, the dangers of chopping, that was all me. Like when I bust my head or I pulled out my shoulder, there was no one to say you pulled out your shoulder because you've done this, because you've done something stupid. It was just, oh, that's a mad thing. This new skate is gonna bust her head at Riverside. So I'm just like,
did you bust your head at
I
Riverside?
bust my whole head.
Oh,
My whole head.
Oh.
But I think a lot of that is part of the like. Obviously, it's terrible that you hurt yourself, right? But I think a lot of that is part of the grind, like especially when you're self-taught. You know what I
But
mean?
personally, I didn't mind it because I'm not the kind of person that's gonna go and ask unless I want your help. More often than not, I'm not gonna want your help. I want to learn it by myself. But I feel like, for example, in a situation, if I did bust my head and I've hurt other people, now that's a situation that people are gonna complain about. So unless you come to say to me, for example, this is why this happened, you need to stop doing this or you need to change that, there's not going to be a difference. And I don't see that. I just see people getting attacked for making a mistake. And in skating, the mistakes are going to happen. And you're going to keep making that mistake unless you learn by yourself or you teach people. And some people aren't going to learn by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, actually. Yeah, I think that's a great point. People are getting attacked for just trying, and they don't know any better.
Because I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I think
sure
that's a
all
great
the
point.
older skaters as well have had an incident where they've bust themselves up, or they, even if it's just like small and they've fallen over, everyone's had an incident, big or small. So I feel like rather than trying to reprimand people like they're kids, just teach them. And like Kate said as well, your delivery is so important, because if someone comes to me and says, yo, you're doing this, you're moving stupid, I'm gonna look at you sideways. And that's the reality.
Period.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. All right, let me see who. Right, we got Dev. Let's see what Dev say.
Sorry about the noise.
Caitlin, on your way? I was gonna say, you're on your way out.
I'm going to skate.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yo,
What's going
yo,
on,
yo,
bro?
yo, yo,
Hey,
yo, yo.
I'm like Big Dev in the building. What's going
What's
on, bro?
happening, guys? How's everybody?
we
All
good.
well, man. Yourself?
Shit.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. You know, I'm in the dungeon right now.
Yeah,
I'm
In
on
the
my
dungeon.
way.
Are you saying you come with Vauxhall, yeah?
Yeah, all the
Oh,
way
you lot are
from
saints.
far. I'm branching out.
even let
It's a quiet one
even
today.
let the
Well,
motor go.
at the moment, it's quiet, but we'll get busier later on. I just wanted to quickly say, guys, thank you so much for your kind words. I was listening, so Ray, I really appreciate all the kind words and that you shared.
You're welcome.
Amir, thank you for having me on.
Appreciate you coming.
I feel like, as we know, there's obviously a lot of things that's happened recently. And yeah, I think today is a good day to, like you said, talk about some solutions. I feel like the way how the community is right now and what we've been working on, I see this more as an opportunity it's an opportunity for us to come together, bang heads together, and come up with solutions and get it the right way, as opposed to like everyone just bashing it like this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. We've changed this, like look at where we've come from and what it is now. We can definitely build on this. Do you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, people have hurt themselves, as we've seen over the last couple of months. We are skating, but that we can look forward and try and get this thing right. And I'm an advocate for that. Do you know what I mean? I really want us to pattern it.
I have a question for you, though.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I don't know how much you know, because I surely don't know for myself. But I don't know how much you know about how important your influence is, or how much how much influence you actually have. And it's something that I'm coming to terms with, and like me and Caitlin have had like small conversations about it in the past. But do you find that it's your responsibility to be like a vocal person or like a visible person in the community?
Do you know what? It's funny, yeah, because this whole skatefluencer term, it doesn't sit right with me, innit? The whole influencer term in general doesn't quite sit right with me. I feel like it has a lot of negative sort of annotations with it. I would like to think that I represent myself, but obviously, as a more experienced skater, I wouldn't call myself old school. I'm not necessarily new school, but like as a more experienced skater, I feel like, yeah, I do have that, I suppose, that responsibility, especially as an events organizer as well. Like I feel like I do have that responsibility. And like you said, it's something that I'm kind of coming to terms with as of recently. Do you know what I mean? As of recent, it's like you don't realize, sometimes what you do is influencing a lot of people, down to like how I skate, how I interact with other people in the skate scene, all of these things, how I show love, and all of these things, like they all make a part of the community, and we all go off each other's vibes when it comes to that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So to answer your question, I haven't realized in the past, but I'm coming to terms with it recently. So yeah.
And how does it make you feel that you kind of have that responsibility thrust upon you?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing. My guy, what are you saying? Sorry, but I'm on live. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, and I feel like, what can I say? I don't know. It's not a bad thing, and I take it in my stride. And I'm fortunate. I feel grateful and fortunate enough to be in that position where people can actually look to me and say, oh, like, yeah, man wants to skate like Dev, or no, Dev is sick. Like, let's see what he has to say, or get my opinion on things. So I do appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I can only speak for myself, and I can only try to implement my values and what I think is important. So yeah, does that answer the question? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's your answer, bro. It's your answer. Caitlin, what about you?
Can you ask the question again?
So the question is, obviously you I don't know how aware you are of your influence, but you obviously do have influence. And how do you feel about the fact that you have influence over people in the community?
I mean, I don't look at...
It's a heavy question.
Yeah, okay, so I don't look at like my skating or where I am at in skating and say, oh yeah, I'm an influencer or da, da, da. Because I personally, like, I still feel very fresh in the skating thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of missed the pass of Corona rollers. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like to like enforce things onto people, but like in terms of like what we do for the women and stuff, like I definitely feel like it's important for me to speak up on things to do with women in the skating community. And just in general, like if something's wrong and I believe that that's wrong, I will always make a point about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I just think influence or no influence, I think we all have, if we're part of a community, we all have a role to play in speaking up about what's right and what's not right. So I don't really think it's about the influencing. When it comes to having an influence in skating, it's more about the awareness you can raise on certain topics. So for people who are more like skate influencers, it's like listening to what people are saying and actually voicing it. Because the thing about influencers is that you have a platform, and it's about what you put onto your platform, which is important to help your community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
totally agree. I agree with that.
Do you know
Very
what it is as
interesting.
well? Yeah, it's
Go on,
like
man.
I care about skating, like genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I care about skating. I care about the community, and I care about the direction as to which we have the potential to take this. I
Yeah.
genuinely feel like, yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. I feel like, yeah, roller skating is gonna take over the world. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but
Being
honestly,
screaming this. Being
like
screaming
roller
this.
skating is going to take
Being
over the world.
screaming
You
this.
see how it's normal to have a bicycle in your yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will soon be normal to have roller skates.
Okay.
It's no longer gonna be, oh, do you have skates? It's like, oh, let's go out and skate. Do you
Yeah.
get it?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be one of them ones. Like, it's gonna become like the possibilities are endless. And because I care about it so much, I feel like Kayla said, it is my place to talk about things which I think are right. It's my place to talk about things which I think are wrong. And you know, I represent myself, but at the same time, I care about the direction as to which the skating community is going in. So yeah, skate into the world,
So
man.
it's an interesting
Skate
take.
into the world.
It's a very interesting take. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's very positive. It's very positive. I'm trying to get a few people in here, so I'm
Do you
gonna
know what
let
it
you
is?
lot go.
Mate, I've got a couple things to say actually. Just
Oh, go on. Say your
just
take.
in
Say your piece.
yeah, just in regards to obviously everything that's happened at Harrow and like the recent events. There's a couple of things, right? So, okay. Firstly, I'd like to say it's really unfortunate that people did get injured, like seriously injured. There was so many casualties, and you know, a lot of people were complaining about the structure, the organization of the event. Obviously, this isn't a dig at Harrow, but I think it's vital that they make changes now and they address these issues right now before even they start planning the next event or whatever it is. They need to listen to the people, understand and take on the feedback. There's nothing wrong with feedback, like negative, positive feedback is all feedback at the end of the day. So they just got to take it on
I
the
agree.
chin and make the necessary changes. Yeah. So yeah, that's that side of it. Like, unfortunately, people got hurt. I'm really sorry about that. They need to do better for next time.
But I have a question.
And you know, it's up to them. The ball is in their court. Go on.
Do we really think that they're going to do better though?
No,
Do we really think that? Because we're
Do you know
talking
what it
about
is?
no.
Yeah.
Harrow. We're talking about Harrow. Because I'm not going to lie, I am very frustrated that they
Mm.
took that I gave them my hard-earned money
I think everyone
twice.
is.
Yeah,
Everyone is.
Yeah,
twice.
I agree.
Twice.
I agree.
Because even down to the queuing system at the door, how are you leaving your skaters out there in the cold like that? I was speaking to someone who trekked from far and he was standing out there for a time. I was talking about 40 minutes. And then we're going to talk about the bar. You're going to charge me £1.50 for a
For water.
Costco water bottle, and £3 for a Lucasade. And then when it doesn't reach the £5 minimum charge, and I'm telling you, just charge me £5, you're telling me no, buy something else to make up 50p. Nah, these people do not care about skaters the way that Fixate cares about their skaters.
No.
And to be honest, it's not even just a skater thing. It's the people who are in charge or who have access to our ring.
Mm.
And this is the sad thing, because we all need a space. This is the thing. But the people who are running the spaces, you can't rely on them to care for your welfare as a skater.
No. No.
This is
Do
it.
you
So
know
I
what it is
think
though,
so.
Caitlin?
But
So,
go on,
sorry,
go on.
Amir. I just really wanted
No,
to
no, go on.
I wanted to send that to Caitlin quickly. So, like, obviously, we've seen what's happened, yeah, and we know like what is the right way to do things. Do you understand? Obviously, I'm not here to bash a Netsman's thing or whatever it might be, yeah, but I feel like cards have been shown as to what they deem is important and what they put as at the forefront of their organization. Do you understand? It's now up
Yeah.
to the community to decide, are we going to run it back and give them another chance, or is it a case where, you know, I don't know. It's up to each and
At
every
I
this
skater
feel
to
point,
like
make that
it's,
to
at
make
this
that
point,
decision as to what they want to do. I don't think it's up to us to then say, "Raw." Like, do you get me? Them man are not patterned. No one's going there. Do you understand?
at this
Everyone has
point,
their part to play in this
at this
whole
point,
community.
I'm down to boycott them. At this point, I'm so down to boycott them.
I feel like that's
So,
how a lot
so
of people feel.
go on,
Like
go on. Mhm.
the skate scene just gone this weekend. That was the okay, cool. There was a fuck up last time. Let's see if it was like a one-time thing, because
Yeah.
there's
That's
so
what it
many
was.
group chats that I'm
Me
Yeah.
in.
too.
That's like, okay,
Me too.
someone had an accident. It could have been a one-time thing. Let's go and see. There were still some people that I know that were just like, I'm not going. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not going to do it. The majority of us still went and came home on the weekend, and the best part of the day was the journey home. Like, yeah, no,
I left halfway through.
Mad
I don't
thing.
blame you.
Mad
Yeah,
thing.
I
I
left
think
halfway through.
Oh,
obviously the
hey, Miss Late.
organization on
Say hi to the
on
live.
the Jeez. I was gonna say, in terms of organization, we know obviously
Yeah.
the areas as to which they went wrong. I'd really like to address
You know we missed
in
it.
particular the speed skate. I'd really like to address the speed skate in particular,
Mhm.
because obviously I can only skate backwards in it. I can't actually skate, so do you get it? Like I can only talk about these things, yeah. But anyway,
Right.
fucking like if we're talking about the speed skate, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. The speed skate is an integral part of the UK skate scene. I'm gonna be real, innit? That's what it is. It's an integral part. It plays its place. It has its place in it. And I feel like to completely take that away is taking away from the culture that we've built. Do you understand? But at the same time, I feel like if we are gonna continue with this speed skate thing, yeah, I feel like it's very, very important that everyone takes accountability. They look at themselves, yeah, from the people that are doing the skating to the people that are doing the organizing, everything. You have to take accountability. If everyone takes accountability for themselves, everything else should generally fall into place. So I'm gonna break that down like a little bit, yeah. So I'm a speed skater. If I want to jump on this speed skate, it's my responsibility, yeah, to make sure I can get into the speed skate in a safely manner. It's also my responsibility to make sure I can get off this speed skate in a safe way, in a safe manner. Yeah. It's the obviously the DJ's responsibility and the marshals to keep a close eye on what's going on, to see if there's a potential hazard, a potential danger. If someone drops, as they are going to drop, it is a speed skate. If someone does drop, the marshals are quick on the scene, block it off, or the DJ can say, yo, casualty, whatever it might be. That's their responsibility. I also want to bring it back to the skaters. It's also the skaters' responsibility to look at themselves and say, there's these men lined up on this speed skate right now. Is it safe for me to jump onto this speed skate right now? I've got this guy beside me. I've got that guy to my right of me. Am I going to be able to hold my own? Really and truly.
Right.
And I'm really not trying to gun for anyone, but I'm just saying, if we all just look at ourselves and take responsibility, I feel like the safety of the speed skate will obviously be a lot better, because,
Yeah.
you know, you're not going to
But
have someone
okay,
being
so
too slow. You're not going to have someone being too fast, whatever it might be.
yeah. But here's my counterpoint though. I think I hear what you're saying, and I agree that it's everyone's responsibility to look after themselves. But I think the more poignant conversation is that it's our responsibility to look after each other. There are just like has been said already, like there are mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. It doesn't just mean that just because someone falls, it means they're not levels. I think we got to design a system that we all work together and we're all singing from the same sheet. I agree with what you're saying, 100%, 100% agree with what you're saying. Like there should be accountability of each individual skater, but I think more than anything, we need to be working as a singular unit. We need to be working together, and if you're all levels, everyone should be. So there should be some pillar, someone who's like, yo, you ain't levels for this yet. You got to get your ass back into Vauxhall and start practicing some more. You know what I mean? I think there needs to be a definitely accountability for individuals, but we have to have a community accountability because we've seen the negligence from the different rinks.
And
And
you
I'm
know
not
what
just
though,
talking
yeah?
about Harrow. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, even just to echo what you're saying, like, that goes back to like how we all think about the skate scene and how we think about the community which we've all built. We all have a part to play, yeah? The way how I see you lots, yeah? But I'll come Vauxhall, I'll be with if the YG's in Vauxhall, whatever, I'll see you lot. It's actually love, like, I care about you lot. I want to know that you lots have got people around you, you got home safe, whatever it is. If you take a drop, I generally, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel it because you are making up a part of the community of what we're doing. So I feel like there may be a few people that may not see it in that way. So if they do brush past someone, oh, it's not a thing, that's not my person anyway, I'm gonna keep it stepping. But no, like you've brushed past that person, like that's your sister, like that's your bro, like make sure that person's okay. we're all in this together. We're all a family. And you know what? Kai always says this. It's skate fam. It's skate family. That is literally what it is. We're all a family in this thing. We've got to look after each other.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I 100% agree. And I think there should be ways for us to put more levels onto the beginners, onto the newer skaters, because like we need to be operating, like I said, we need to be operating on the same level. And if skaters who are new feeling like they're being left out, and feeling like they can't participate because they're going to be like shouted at or laughed at by the other generation of skaters, then that can't be happening either. We have to have some pillars in the community, like what I said about what I do with the beginners and stuff that I go to with their events. We need to have people like yourself, Dev, who are down at Vauxhall on a daily, down at this place on a daily, down here on a daily. We need to have that. People who are approved, generally speaking, are approved and are showing levels to the newest skaters, 100%.
Words. And
Yeah,
you know what?
because it's been shown that we can't rely on people who are outside of our community, and Harrow 100% is outside of our community. Go on, bro.
I just think it is difficult, innit? Because like, I don't know, like I saw someone in the chat said earlier, like there's some isolated skaters, some people that don't even come across them and them like that. Like it's until they hear about the events, and unfortunately, like no one really gets to see them until they're at their event or whatever it might be. But yeah, I think you are right. There are obviously the pillars. I love that word. There's the pillars within the community that almost set pace, but then it brings the argument that, you know, you guys were discussing earlier. Some people might not want to hear from the next person and what they have to say. Then it goes down to your approach and how you do it, your people skills. Do you understand? So I think my whole thing I wanted to come in and say is that, listen, we've got something beautiful here, and I genuinely mean that. Amidst all of this negativity that's come out, we have built something beautiful, yeah? And it's going to take time in order to iron out all the little kinks or whatever it might be, yeah? But once you get it sorted out, listen, it's going to be amazing. Everyone's going to have a good time. It's going to be thriving, and it's going to go off, man. It's going to keep on going. But we have to have these honest conversations. People have to have 100%. These honest conversations. People have to be able to get checked. Well, how about that?
Sorry, the train.
Oh.
I'm gonna jump out because
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Dev, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you
big love. Ray,
Thank you.
See you later, boo.
Bye, gorgeous.
Bye, guys. Peace and love.
Peace. Good. But yeah, man, like, you know, we all got our part to play, man. Look after each other like your brother and sister. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. 100%. 100%. All right. Well, I appreciate you lot jumping in. I'm trying to get some speed skaters who are like at rinks now. So I'm trying to talk to some speed skaters who are always at the rinks. So I appreciate both of you lot for jumping in.
Come on.
Yeah, and I'll speak to you lot soon.
Sweet. Anyone who's not active or they want someone to come skate, come Vauxhall, innit? I'm always here. If you're gonna learn anything, backwards, forwards, get me. I might be able to show you a couple jam skating moves because I can't jam skate.
Okay, bro, I see you.
I can't jam skate though, so you get it. I might not be able to do that ones, but yeah, I say nothing.
In a bit.
Love.
Please, thank you. All right, so yeah, I'm looking for some speed skaters who are active in halls. I see. Is that Jack? All right. Yeah. Jack, I hope you're ready, bro. So we're going to be talking about specifically about speed skating in halls now. So that's like speed skating in general. Jack, hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I can't complain.
Good.
I know you got stuff to say, so I'm just gonna.
You're a joker. Like, you know what? No, it's not even like there's a lot I've got to say, but it's like, yeah, it depends where we're gonna go. Where do you want to go with this? Certain people have got their eyes in the chat. Yeah, it depends where you want to go on this, because I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to hear, because Rachel said about like the newer skaters. I'd love to hear their thoughts on stuff. But yeah, where are you trying to go with this?
Let's talk specifically about speed skating in halls, right? So not anywhere else, just in halls. talking about how the system works. We have a question right here, and the question is, what if speed skating was run more like a race with laps in smaller groups? Just a thought. I think that could be an idea implemented for like a game, but
Yeah.
I think in the way it works, it's kind of supposed to be a free for all. It's kind of supposed to replicate that like old school Stratford feel, where it's just like a free for all, where we're all going in the same direction, and generally speaking, we're supposed to be at the same speed.
Yeah.
And at Harrow, you get kind of, it's like a meaty feast, because like you got so much space to work with. So I think that's a great idea, maybe for a game night or something like that. But as we do it, especially in the UK, it doesn't really. I don't think we can implement that as like a standard procedure. But I really appreciate your question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the kind of thing. Like, what I'm seeing, I'm just seeing a lot of people not, like Dev said, like, you've got to think about the skaters around you, and some people's like egos are huge nowadays, like, and it's scary. Like, people don't realize that speed skating is very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, no word of a lie. Like, someone broke their ankle and it wasn't even a speed skate.
No. It was.
So let's weigh up the things, yeah. People just need to understand that, like, one, it's dangerous, and two, you need to know your levels. And like I've said before, like Unseen Kanoichi said it. I don't know if she says her name. That's funny. But she said that
She's jumping in the middle. Renee's jumping.
Say no more. It's a test, not practice. And people are out here screaming, "Oh, it's practice. How are we going to practice the speed skate?" You go away, you speed skate, you learn, and then you come and show off and show out. Yeah. And how it was back in the day, like, I'm all for change. Yeah, I'm all for it. But sometimes it's like, you can't change what's already there. You can't fix what doesn't need to be, like, what's not broken. Like speed skating has always been a thing where you show off and show out. And if you get pressured by someone, get off. Like, know your place. Don't be in, like, because I was seeing videos from the other night, and I saw someone said about planting. I am done. Like, I saw a video from the other night, and I saw Ivan blowing,
Yeah.
and it was going flying past these people. That's not how a speed skate is. Everybody should be nearly at Ivan's pace. Ivan's fast, but you should be up there. I'm seeing people taking their time, walking on a speed skate. Are you mad? Like, are you okay? That is not what a speed skate is. A speed skate is where you go full on and full out.
I agree.
It's simple as that. And if you can't do that, if you can't get to, who's this? Chasers! Yes!
Gonna.
OSS in the building!
Come on, young.
Come on!
What's going on?
Nothing much. Sorry, guys. I'm just doing a bit of DIY, so
That's all right. That's cool. That's cool.
there's a lot
No,
going
it's
on.
calm.
But, you know,
Thank
I
you
had
for
to
joining.
jump in and say my piece.
Yeah. Say your piece. Go on.
No,
Jack,
go
was you
on,
finished? Jack, was you
Yeah,
finished?
like, yeah. It's just like people need to understand that you're going at your fastest. You're going full speed, and like, people are out here just jogging around. No. Okay. Sometimes, like, people might counter argument that and say that I jog, but when I jog, I'm going at speed. I'm running. Like, the speed I pick up when I'm running and taking my time, I'm fast. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not gonna like be around the bush, but I'm fast. Like,
Sorry.
but then,
Sorry.
no, listen, you have to let them know. No one's seen me go at my fastest in years. In years. Do you know how mad that is?
I feel like
In
we're
years.
overcomplicating the situation.
Huh?
I feel like we're overcomplicating the situation.
Go on.
It's as easy as this.
Say your piece.
Be considerate. If you're considerate, there's no issues. And this is why all the OSS law and such, that's why we get, because we're super, super considerate. We don't cut people up. You don't sit there with your legs out on the rink. You don't jump into a speed skate when you're not putting the health of yourself or other people into consideration.
Right.
If you're too slow to be in a speed skate, you are then putting everyone in danger.
You're a hazard.
And
It's just that simple. So all this stuff about, oh, your ego, this, that, how considerate are you? That's what's really showing at this point. Because
I agree.
you're not looking at the situation and addressing it. And you can't be mad at someone like me saying, get off, and not being considerate to your feelings if you're not going to be considerate to the health and safety of absolutely everyone on the floor.
On the ring.
It's just that easy.
I agree. So me and I mentioned conversations between myself and Kaya a lot. But one of the things that he always says to me is that this is our rink, right? Like none of us paid for one person. Like this is our rink, right? We're all supposed to use it respectfully, and we're all supposed to use it so that we can all use it in the way that we need to, right? Speed skaters should be allowed to skate as fast as they want, and weave, and beginners should be able to skate as slow or as progressively as they want, and be allowed to be safe. And I think just like you said, Renee, like using that idea of just being considerate for everyone is such a simple idea, but quite a difficult ideology to put in place, I guess, to some degree. I don't know why, but it is. So the reason I wanted to ask you two something, right, is because you're both like speed skaters in the rink. So let's take it away from the speed skate in and of itself, and let's just talk about the normal skate, right? So we get a lot of normal time skaters who like to speed skate and weave and all that stuff, and beginners have said a lot of the time that it's very intimidating. How do we do that together?
Okay, I said this in yesterday's live. I typed it. If as a beginner you are intimidated by the people that are better than you instead of inspired, then skating is not for you.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. And it's not going to downplay people's feelings. I completely understand why it is intimidating. Right. But at the same time, you've stepped into this space with people that are better than you to become better at something. You can't complain because the standard level of ability is higher than what you anticipated, because you stepped into it for the exact reason of learning. If it wasn't that, then you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Do you kind of see what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Jack.
I totally agree, and I feel like I know where you're gonna go with this, Andy. I know, like, it's gonna be a thing of like the argument there would be what like we're starting out. Bloody hell, I've got an echo in this room. I'm starting out and I'm getting passed by these people, but it's like, and then you're probably gonna say that the other people these speed skaters need to be considerate. Like, but like Renee said, you're stepping into this, and you should be inspired by that. Like this is part of the UK scene. Like we do this, but then also on the other side of it, certain men need to watch how they're moving on the rink.
100.
There's certain man, and this is what I wanted to say. There's certain man out here, yeah, who. Okay, chop and shuffle. I forgot who I was saying it to earlier. Chop and shuffle, amazing, great. Chop and shuffle, yeah. But do you know where a chop comes from? Like, do you actually know where a chop comes from? Because everybody's out here trying to run before they can walk. Everybody. There's something called a crossover, yeah. Standard thing you do before you go into flipping chopping. Yeah, before you start running. Like literally the run, chop was called the run before. Yeah, if people didn't know this. Yeah. And people are actually trying to run before they can walk. You need to learn how to cross over. You need to learn how to stop. Right. You need to learn the foundations.
So here's my question, Jack. Here's my question. Who's enforcing that?
Who's enforcing that?
Who's enforcing
No
that?
one.
No one.
Because the same issues that are in the speed skate are in the general skate. The same
Agreed.
issues that the beginners are facing are the same issues we're facing. There's no reason. I feel safer street skating on the road than skating in a rink.
Facts.
Me too.
Next to cars.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So as much as it is cool, there is some mindset change for the beginners. We are also, not we as a whole, but we as a community we're not considerate. And this is why we're having all these problems. That's what it really boils down to. So it's like, if we were just to pick up a more considerate mindset throughout, then no one would be experiencing these problems. That's what it really boils down to. But also for beginners, if you're going to step in the room, be ready for what's happening. You see the videos, you're on Instagram.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But I think, I don't think beginners are unaware of what's going on, right? I think they know if there's Afro beats playing, there's going to be speeder skating, right? I think they know that, right? I think the problem is when Hours and Hours is playing and there's still people chopping and weaving. That's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone's moving at an overall different pace, right? And I think there's a lot of inexperienced skaters who don't know levels and look, if I'm skating and Renee's doing madness, that don't bother me. Because I know she ain't gonna touch me.
Trust. There we go.
And yeah, I already know.
Mm.
I already know, right? I already know that's the standard because I know you got levels. But there's a lot of, I mean, look, I got licked down the other day, right, at Harrow, and I was trying to save someone, right? But I got licked down because there was someone trying to get a gap that wasn't there, and that's it. I'm all sprawl out like this. But it happens, right? It happens. But that's the thing, right? Like for me, falling is not a big problem. For me, falling is not an issue. But for people who are just learning and just trying to share the space with other people, it's a big issue. And I think, yes, definitely having respect and respecting each other is 100% supposed to be a thing. But I think more than anything, it's about creating spaces for everyone to coexist in the same place. Even if we talk about having lanes, right? We should be defaulting the newer skaters to the inside lane. We should be doing that.
Yeah.
And teaching them how to exit safely. We should be doing that. But the problem is that everyone's got like these faint ideas about what we should be doing, but nobody is down to implement them.
And the faint ideas, remember, they come from Jack. I know I can speak for you as well. When we went Stratford, we were surrounded by skaters and we came in almost alone. Do you feel me?
I came in alone, boy.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas these have these influx of skaters, they didn't see us long until they started skating.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So no one was actually there to teach them. And I feel like that is a part that needs to be discussed because we speak about egos and this and that and this and that, but really and truly, they didn't have almost the home training that we had.
Right.
Yeah,
but
us trying to say X, Y, Z now is very difficult. But if you
I agree with that.
implement it in the rink,
then
it wouldn't have to be a big conversation and then everyone's talking about their feelings being hurt and
100%. Jack, you can testify to this, right? When we was going Stratford, there was no playing. Yeah? If you was in the wrong place, you get your ass licked down.
Lick.
Yeah? It don't matter when you started. If you started on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Lick down, get up, and learn again. Go around again.
And it's your fault.
Yep.
100.
If you don't know, it's your fault.
Yep.
Stratford was crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
But we have to remember that when we started, there was only 100 of us skating. There was only 100. Now there are people all over the world skating. TikTok, like literally, I feel like TikTok over COVID was surviving on skating content.
No, it was.
Like honestly, like we have such a wide range of skaters now.
But then that comes down to another conversation. Yeah, because it was thriving off skating, but not the UK skate scene.
No,
it's all the American and all the people abroad. Yeah, and then people want to come in, and they're sorry, this is going off on another thing. But then people want to come in and think the UK scene has its scene. It's been here for years, way before I was even born. Yeah, it's been there. It's solid, solidified. Yeah, and people are trying to come in, seeing that and thinking they can put that onto there. No, this is no. Respect what's already there. Anyway, that's the whole another thing. But it's it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I can't lie.
Yeah, I think definitely I think this is a multi-tiered conversation. Like, yes, respecting each other is 100%. Yes, leveling up your skills is 100%. But also, like, DJs need to be doing better.
Way better.
100.
DJs need to be doing better.
DJs need to stop playing for the general population of what they think would sound good to a nightclub. It's not that. Please, honestly. But you know what? I have to big up I have to big up Tanya on she goes Roller Nation on a Monday.
Nation on Monday,
And
yeah.
you guys will know Tanya anyway, because she's been
Yeah,
skating
old
from
school.
day.
Old school.
But I feel like she's good. She don't do that. I got ratings for her still. She really
Yeah,
takes to the
she'll stick it
scene.
on. She'll stick it on people.
Yeah, and she does it in the speed skate too. If there's a speed skate happening and you shouldn't be in it, she'll tell you on the booth, come off.
Yeah,
but then this is the thing. Like, we're trying to find solutions, but then is that the solution?
I don't think.
Because,
I don't know.
Because I don't think it is, because a lot of people, like the amount of people that are jumping on speed skate who actually aren't speed skaters is mad. But then they're getting told, like, I think I was in, where was I? I was at Roller Nation one time, and one of the marshals told like 4 or 5 people to get off. They didn't get off. Like, what is this?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like, and even when I was at Harrow, I saw a certain man jumping on the female speed skate. Yeah, and they were getting angry when the marshals told them to get off.
That was.
Are you okay?
That wasn't cute at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And I know certain man are in it. Yeah, and I'll speak to you privately, but come on, man.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, we don't have an infrastructure. Like, who jumped in? When the marshals were telling the person to get off, and he wasn't getting off, who jumped in?
It's true. After the marshals told him to get off, there was nothing. There was no higher tier of.
That's our job. After that, if people aren't listening to the marshals, that's our job.
Then that's our job. Yeah.
That's our job. That's our job. It comes down to the pillars of the skate of the scene. It comes. That's what it comes down to. And this is what I was saying yesterday. And I'm not drawing nobody out. Right. I love everybody. Right. But a lot of us are happy to be growing our followers, happy to have that K there, but nobody ain't using their influence in that way. You know what I mean? And I think, and what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that it's our fault that we're not using it. What I'm saying is that we are the first generation of skaters on social media. We are the first generation. I mean, even just in general, bro. How long has social media been around?
Yeah,
since like what, 07, 08, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's us. We're figuring this stuff out. We are figuring this stuff out as we go. But I think one thing that we need to be doing is really be talking and having these conversations about our influence and what that even means. Because it's great when companies are sending you stuff, but it gets a bit weird when now you got to tell someone something. You know what I mean? But it's all in the event, or it's all in the interest of keeping people safe and protecting the thing that we love. Because listen, in the US, they're balling because they're losing one of their 100 rinks in a state. We only have 3
basically.
We only have 3: Fixate, Harrow, Roller Nation. We only have 3. There are like little ones scattered around, like the hub and things like that, but we only have 3 places to really go to and to really show out our stuff. And if we start, like, if ambulance is getting called every 5 minutes, how long do you think it can take until these people go, this ain't worth the hassle?
Knocking it off. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's like that's definitely worst case scenario, but we don't have the luxury of, like, you know, letting a few places close down and blah blah. We don't have the luxury.
Yeah, we don't. But so
we need to be patting each other.
We do need to be patting each other.
This is the thing. Everyone's doing a lot of talking. There's so many conversations, and there's nothing happening past those conversations.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can keep talking about it, but if we're not actually going to do what we need to do to protect what we have, then what's the point in talking?
Yeah,
you know
what I mean?
Like,
I 100% agree with you.
And
so it's like,
we're just doing a disservice to everyone. Everyone who doesn't speak up, again, we're just doing a disservice to each other.
Yeah, 100%.
What's the, like, you can't complain if we don't take action.
Yeah.
But the difference is now we need to have the conversation about how people are intending to take action and then do it, and then build some sort of formula to that. Because if you just let people deal with things how they want to deal with things, you're just going to get a lot of unpredicted outcomes. And you can't complain about that either, because now we are the problem. We are really, really the problem.
Yeah.
No, you're not lying. You're not lying. It's just what do we do? What do we do next? It's like you were saying, Andy, like with regards to people using their platform, like what can we do? Where do we go? What do we say? Like, because I feel like you were saying, there was like when you were asking Dev and Caitlin about like the responsibility and stuff. Like, I do feel like I have a responsibility for part of the skate scene, because people, like, I've grown a lot of followers through my subscribers through skating content. So I feel like I don't know if there's anybody else. Is there anybody else skating on YouTube? Dev does. And that's about it. So it's like on YouTube, like I'm one of the few, and it's like, so I do feel like I have a responsibility. So it's like, if I can help, I'm always ready to. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
guys, I feel like we're doing as much as we can on social media. I feel like we need to stop influencing across our socials and start doing influential movements towards what we want. Because we're doing a lot of influencing. It's going to have these conversations. Like, I've had conversations about certain things with each of the rink managers. Do you see what I mean? But I haven't posted it on socials. I haven't influenced about it. I'm making influential moves without actually having to tell everyone I'm doing it.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of influence on your socials, but then what happens to the people that don't see your socials?
Yeah, it's very true.
There's an actual real life problem that's not on social media. So we need to deal with it in a real life way. The call out, what's it called, culture in the skate scene, it's not actually served anyone or gotten anyone anywhere.
It's weak. It's weak.
It's weak, but it's new. It's new. We're figuring it out. But I think, like I said, right, I really don't like talking about it because it's just something that I do for me, right? But like, one of the things that I do, and I've said this already, is like, I try to build bridges with like beginner friendly groups, right? And generally speaking, like, the people who run those groups and the people who are in those groups are all on the same level. And what they do is they create niches, right? So they create, like, beginners only spaces, and they create spaces that are just for beginners. What happens is they create echo chambers, and it's through no fault of their own. They're just trying to skate and be comfortable, right? But I go to those events and I talk to them, and I show them like the kind of music that I listen to, or I show them how I skate, and I give them tips and advice and things like that, and I invite them to fixate. I invite them to like places like that. And like, when I say to them, like, oh, I'm gonna be at Rome Nation on Monday, they're, oh, I'll be there as well. And you know what I mean? Like, I try to be an example. And I think if we all kind of adopted that idea of like, I mean, look, I've known Kai for many years, right? But when he came to the event that I did in Clissold, I was like, the fuck is Kai here? You know what I mean? Like, it still gave me a bit of joy seeing like the skater that inspired me to do this thing. And like, and Daniel and Dom, both Doms, like, both inspire me in amazing levels. Anyone in the NC, like Nadia's person who brought me into the scene in the beginning, as first person I met when I went stripping.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying, right? Like we need to carry on that work, and we know how special it is to see our OGs like at the events that we go to. It's so nice to like see Funky at fucking Fixate now. You know what I mean?
100.
How nice is it to see Funky at Fixate?
Funky, man. I wouldn't be the skater I am today without him, man.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, even when I saw Emery the other day, I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I think we have a lot of responsibility in that sense, and like, I think just like Renee said, like, we need to stop doing just the influencing business, like just trying to like show off our videos and stuff, and try and be a bit more active, because all we're gonna create is a vicious cycle where we're doing stuff, something happens, we're on lives talking about, oh, this is what we're gonna do to improve. So I know for me, like I said, I try to give my time. I try to set up like events and stuff to help the beginners, like, kind of break that cycle of just being, I'm a beginner, and get involved, but maybe at rinks, like, maybe we should start like trying to push the beginners into the correct lane, trying to show them, hey, look, listen, you got to skate on the inside, and this is how you get off. You don't just go like that. You go right round until you can get off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Things like that.
That's a great idea. But it's like, can you, like, how are we going to do that? Are you saying do that during an event, or are you saying
throughout all the time that they're together? Because like I said earlier, Jack, we were outnumbered by good skaters when we started skating. So we had time to look and see, oh, don't do that and don't do that. Do you know what I mean? They didn't start how we started. They started street skating with a bunch of
friends. But also, the thing to remember, right. But I was going to say, the thing to remember is now they outnumber us.
That's exactly
massively,
and that's why we
that's the scary part.
Actually talk to them about it in a way no one ever spoke to us about it.
Yeah,
because they're not just seeing it and learning it, because there's more of them.
Way more.
And then 100%. We complain, and they're like, "Oh, why are they complaining?"
Yeah, we don't know any better. We don't know any better. Yeah. How much? Do you know how many messages I've got just of yesterday saying I didn't know we should skate in the inside lane? How would they know? How would they know? If nobody set that precedent, if nobody set the pace, how would they know? You know what I mean? I think we really have a lot to like a lot of conversations, and it doesn't mean everyone's got to do lessons. It doesn't mean everyone's got to do things like that. But maybe just trying to be a bit more active and like have conversations, and instead of just accepting someone as your follower, maybe go and have a conversation. And just be like, oh, I saw your videos on, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. That's the only reason I use my explore page. I see people doing like, oh, it's my like 7th day of my 365 straight skate challenge. You know what I mean? And like, I'll give it a like, and then if I see their face, then I notice their face. And I try to do more approaching than I am approached. But I know that not everyone can do that. But I'm just saying, like, if something is a glaring problem, then instead of being emotional about it and just being like, oh my gosh, blah blah, like maybe we should try to connect with them and remember how we felt. Because I remember going to Stratford and be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Nobody went to chat to me and everyone was bumping into me. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, you just have to learn, boy.
Yeah, and I saw Nadia in the corner. She's skating slow. I said, I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go over there. Yeah, and that was it. And it was just every day I go there to see Nadia there, I just skate Nadia because she wasn't doing all that madness. Yeah, I think that's a very a good way to look at it. I don't know if I have anyone else who wants to jump.
Yeah, because what is it? No, where's that? There was a comment just now. There should be a say. Yeah, that it reminded me. Someone saying like, even like, when you go to like flip out, or like, is it flip out?
The bouncy cost, the
trampoline place.
Yeah.
Like, like you get the instructions before you go in.
Right.
Like, don't do a double backflip.
Everyone needs to get their socks at the door, bro.
Don't go head first into the foam bit.
Oh no, sorry.
But like,
yeah, that's a good idea.
It feels like there needs to be something like that, even. Like, I know it sounds mad. It sounds mad that it sounds mad to me that I'm even saying it, because of how I've cut, like what I've seen and how it just became common knowledge just because I had to learn there and then. I got dashed off the speed skate by Crafty because I thought I could speed skate. Didn't happen. Yeah. But like, it feels like there needs to be even something like that can implement a bit of change. Like people coming into an event, seeing a screen, even if it's not just there playing, reload, and saying what not to do and what to do, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I hear what you're saying. But I think, and I just want to say to any of the beginners who are in here, we don't actually know the rules, right? We don't know them. We've never seen them written down. We just default to that. We've just been pushed into that. It's just default in our heads. So when we talk about lanes, like I didn't really understand lanes until Kai explained it to me, and I was like, oh, that's what we do anyway. And he was like, yeah, but you just don't know that you're doing it.
Don't know that you're doing it, yeah. That was me for years.
We do know speed skaters are always on the outside. When you look at Harrow, it's speed skating on the outside. You got to get your ass off quick. If you want to get off, got to be quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we know, but we've never seen them written down because again, we are like most of us are first generation.
This is
I know,
how
like
we just
maybe
kept ourselves safe.
this is it. We've and again, like when we started, there was, like I said, 100 skaters in London. Right now, there's a few thousand, and most of them are new and are looking for someone to give them some advice, and we don't really know. But we're trying to figure these stuff out together so we can give you the advice. But especially for the beginners, like you have to bear with us. And talking about things like harrow, for example, like that, I can't say anything about that. I've said all I need to say. But I know that in the future we're all going to try better because we're having these constructive conversations. And like I said, let's talk solutions. But it doesn't mean that we're going to solve the world's skating issues right now. But it means that we're at least going to plant seeds in anyone who's watching, who's a pillar in the community, and for the people who are speaking, we're going to be trying to do better. And I think that's all we can really ask for, you know.
I think one thing we all need to remember is that the common goal is actually the same. Everyone here wants to see skating as a sport. Every single person here. And if we were to actually look at how sports are set up and look at how they're governed and the pillars of the community came together. So this is us lot now that really need to get together and have a conversation.
Yeah, man.
And understand how we want to govern this. Then we could actually make something that we've been trying to make happen for years happen now.
Yeah,
I
will take
work
it.
that we need to do on our side.
Yeah,
But
100%.
then when that work comes to fruition, like you guys, we're asking for your help in making it all work. So, you know.
I mean, I'll take it even simpler. Like, even if I think the most common goal that we have is we just want to be able to skate. Like, we just want to be able to skate. We don't want to see no one going home in ambulances. We don't want to only have 2 or 3 events that we can go to a week. You know what I mean? We just want to be able to skate. We want to have rinks that are open for people who like to be in rinks. We want to have spaces that are open for people who like to be outside. And that's it. We just want to be left alone to do our skating. That's all we want. At the very, very least, that's all we want. We just want to be able to do that. And I think if we can figure out the teeny tiny flaws in skating, just in general, I think we get so close to that. It will allow us to get better and to move forward and take them steps to do other things that we want to do as a community.
100%.
But I think literally just making it so we can all skate and we can all skate together, not as advanced, professional, elite, OG, all these buzzwords. We don't want that. We just want to be able to skate together, and iron sharpens iron. You know, I was a beginner once. Jack was a beginner once. Renee was a beginner once. And just because we're levels now, like it doesn't mean that we didn't start where you lot started.
And it was scarier back then.
Fucking scary because nobody didn't give a fuck. Yeah, because no one didn't care.
Listen, when I had Emre on my tail, on my tail came out of nowhere on my tail. Are you mad?
Yeah,
I was shocked for my life.
You understood you was low key becoming the man. You knew that.
Yeah. Because he wanted to change.
You're not lying.
Yeah, he wanted to show you level. But that's what I'm saying. Like we was all beginners once. We was all beginners once. So yeah, we might not have all the things, but like you know, we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think it's constructive that we're having this conversation.
Definitely.
Sorry, Jack, go on. Sorry.
No. I was literally about to say it's like very constructive and very. It's positive. Like it's what we needed in it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been like the past week I've been peed off at the scene. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've just been like the UK scene is dying, man. Like, and I don't like to see it. Like, I've just been seeing like it's just yeah. I've just felt like the UK scene is just dying and it's becoming very, very weird and very, very segregated and very cliquey, and I'm just not for that. Like,
but you do know it's not though.
Crafts a little bit more as well.
Yeah, 100%. But you do know it's not, right? You do know it was just a period where things were just really negative. Like you do know it's not dying, right?
Yeah,
You
I
do.
know.
Yeah, it was just that part, right? It was just a little bit where it was just a
Yeah.
bit. It was a bit weird. It was a bit funky.
What are you talking about? What happened?
That funky. No, I mean just in general, like there's so the word that's been commonly is ego, right? And then we were talking about things that happened at Harrow. There is a lot of that stuff going on, and
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I think it's kind of difficult to deal with again because we're such a young community, and we're still trying to figure things out, and a lot of us really don't talk a lot,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
Like we talk and we
Guilty.
see each other, but we don't talk a lot, you know. And I think if we just had a lot of that, like a lot of that kind of talking a bit more and stuff, I feel like things would be a lot better. I think there might be a bit of ego with everything, but there is, and that's part of life, you know.
There's a matter.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
no,
just
there's always been an ego in the scene, though.
yeah,
Always.
but it's because
Like
it's
the
a thing that
aim.
you can get better at.
Yeah, but like, yeah, ego, yeah, 100%. But it's all like ego's like a good thing, and is it like in a way, like you think when I'm in a speed skate, like you think when I'm skating with like my lot, you think when I'm skating with Crafty, you think when I'm skating with Renee, you think I ain't putting up like I ain't trying to put pressure or like this is a competition. I ain't playing.
Yeah,
I ain't playing.
yeah,
This is healthy competition.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You want to
And
blow?
that's
All
where we
right,
came
say no
from.
more. Let me go into fifth gear now. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
competition. It's beautiful, but it's
yeah,
just when it
yeah,
gets to a certain point where you're like you're going over the top now. You need to drop your ego because it's making everything dangerous.
Yeah, but okay, we can't control who's gonna have
like
ego and who's
Crafty.
not gonna have ego when they come in. So now
Yeah,
we
Oh
need
yeah,
to
I know
talk
that.
about like how are we gonna get
yeah,
past the big egos? How are we gonna navigate that type
Mm,
of thing? So
100%,
like I feel like
100%.
we've been, oh, you've got a big ego and you've been putting everyone in danger, but actually how do we navigate
Oh
this
yeah, no, then
now?
yeah, I would just saying that for like to say that
I
ego
completely agree
is
though.
is
I completely agree. Like I'd be trying to fight you too in my head, skating. When you're
exactly
putting pressure on
Yeah,
me, I get mad. What are
mad.
you doing?
When
100%,
Bill's thinks he can put go into fifth gear, are you mad? No, but I'm
yeah,
coming for you. I'm coming. Are
100%,
you crazy?
100%. Yeah,
But yeah, it's just what like taming that and um yeah, just
Time and place.
understanding it and know your place, man.
Time and
yeah. I,
place.
I agree,
Not
man. I
not
agree.
every minute. Ego.
Well, I think
Mm.
ego is part of it. Ego is part of everything, you know. Like
Yeah, but
everyone
if
has it,
someone
and
you can have ego when like Jack said, it's healthy competition. Someone's
Mm.
coming to tell you, oh, you're being dangerous or you trip me up. There's a time and a place to have an ego. You don't have an ego in that moment. So
No.
it's
exactly.
just like
Yeah,
time up, guys. Time and a place.
yeah. I
Yeah,
agree, 100%.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all I'm gonna say is that, a lot of these conversations are being held about the speed skaters, and there's no conversations being held about the jam skaters anyway. So I'm just gonna invite before we change things. I'm just gonna invite anyone. So speed skaters are the problem. I'm just gonna invite anyone who would like to, anyone who's like a newer skater, a quote unquote Corona roller, if you want to use that term. Anyone who'd like to come in and ask a question. I don't know how long you lot have got, but when you're ready to go, please don't feel like you have to stay any longer than you need to. But yeah, if anyone would like to come in and like ask a few questions, or anyone who's like quite new to the scene would like to come in here and ask a few questions and just maybe say how their experiences as like a new skater has been, then feel free to do so. But yeah, like I said, we know who the problem is and we can move forward with that. Yeah. So sorry, Jack, where you going? Sorry, Jack. Sorry, Jack. Jack, where you going? Sorry.
On the line, you're a joker.
Okay.
You're a joker. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Let's just calm down. Let's just calm down.
Wow. Wow. Is
Um,
this what we're doing?
yeah. Yeah, I know Jay's in the chat, so Jay can let me know when Jay knows what I go on. Yeah, jam skaters are not the problem, and we know who the problem is. Tyrese, you can shut that mouth. And yeah, let's keep it like that. Let's keep it
Shall we talk
100.
about how jammers never want to stay in the middle?
Okay,
Thank you. I was literally about to say that.
Hold
Don't
on,
want to
hold
say in
on.
no damn middle. Stay in the middle, man.
Wait, one sec. Just a quick
Coming at me
question
in that
before we
big
go on.
circle. What you doing?
No, for real.
He's gonna kick
Just
us
a quick
out.
question. No, just a quick question before we go onto that topic, right? Because we should go onto the topic. But how do I remove people from the live? Just asking for a friend. I'd like to know. How do I remove people from the live for hate speech?
Oh, I have no idea, you know.
Oh, okay. I just want to let people know. People will be removed from the live if they say anything about jam skaters. Just letting you know.
As
We
you
don't
froze.
talk. Oh, whoops. Oh, no. Renee, come back. Oh, no.
Wow, brother. You're moving mad on this live. Oh my God. Wow, I just zoomed into my damn self.
That's what I'm saying. We know who the problem is, right? We know who the problem is. Oh, no. Renee, come back, please. Oh, no.
Why is it so zoomed into my face, bro?
Why are you so zoomed in, bro?
No, it's zoomed into my face. I'm betting.
Oh, no. Damn. Oh, so sad.
You're a waste man. Oh my God.
So sad. What happened? Sad.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah. No, but we do know who the problem is, though. And yes,
But
we are
what
back
did
with
we
chat.
do
Oh,
to
Renee.
you? What did
Renee,
we
what
do to you?
happened?
What did
Wait, what
This
happened?
guy
There's
was
lag.
chatting breeze.
No.
Breeze.
There's lag. I can't really hear what you're saying very well.
Get out of here, brother.
Please, come on now.
Please.
My Wi-Fi is on full bars.
Full bars.
Full bars.
Full bars.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. We know who the problem is. All right, so we have some people who just joined. I don't know if they're Corona rollers, but we're gonna just let's see what happens. We'll have a nice conversation. We'll answer some questions. But we know who the problem is. Hello.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. How you doing?
Oh wait, one second. My audio is like messed up.
Oh, that's all right,
I guess I'll just use my phone. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you guys doing?
All good. You?
I've never done a IG live, so
that's all right. That's
so
cool,
for any of the hang on one second. Because the audio is still coming from. I'm in London. One second.
Yeah. You work at Rome Nation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I got it to work.
Okay, yeah, I see you better.
So Amir knows me. I'm like a newer skater. I started in 2020, like August 2020. But I started on inlines. I still like inlines, but then I also started roller skating as well. And I started working at Roller Nation, so I work at Roller Nation. I haven't been to Harrow yet, so I didn't know what was happening there. I just heard today. But in terms of like what I've been hearing today about the speed skating and like how I see speed skating, I haven't done it like a lot. I think if there was a way for me to get into it as a progression, I would do it more, but I'm just waiting. Like I'm waiting for the day when my skills, like catch up. Then I would do it. But there isn't a path for me to follow. There isn't like, learn how to. There isn't anyone to say to me like, learn how to do this and learn how to do that, and then you can join intermediate. Or once you know how to do this, then you can join professionals. Like there isn't like a progression. So it's just like every man for themselves. It's like if you feel like you got it, you got it. But if you don't have it, then. But
that's valid. That's very valid. I would say first of all, and I'm pretty sure Jack would say this as well. How often are you skating?
Yeah, like regularly, like weekly. Like it depends on the week, but usually like at least 2 times a week.
Okay.
Right now, once like summer comes in and stuff, I'll probably be going outdoors more. But at the moment, I'm just going to the rink. So.
Yeah. I think that's a very valid conversation. there are a lot of people who have approached me and said, I don't know how to progress, and I don't know who to ask. And
Yeah.
I think for some people, I know it didn't really work the same way for me. Lessons don't really work for some people. Like
Mm.
that idea of having lessons doesn't really work for people. I don't know what there are two speed skaters in here. I'll kind of let them have a go. But yeah, I think that's a great point that you raised. There isn't much way to progress because, like I said, there are no real pillars who are out there being pillars
Yeah.
that are like really trying to help and assist. So if you two want to take that kind of looking at progression in speed skating and how to do it.
Mm.
I don't
Jack,
think. I
Renee?
think you have to
Yeah.
remember, everyone has their own style of speed skating. Everyone has
Mm.
their own style of skating. My biggest advice is just to work on one thing at a time. It doesn't matter how you can skate fast in a speed skate. It just matters that you can skate fast. So if you skate fast forwards, or if you skate fast backwards, or side surfing, or whatever, it doesn't actually matter. So if you're just going to learn to do something, just try and do one thing at a time, and don't overcomplicate it. If you get frustrated, take some time away from it, chill out, and then come back to it, type thing. But to say there's any set structure to move into speed skating, I don't think there is one, because you can speed skate in whatever way you see fit.
Yeah. I mean, I saw someone, like, it was way earlier in the live. Someone said something about, or we were talking about like people speeding when everyone else is going slowly. Or I even saw someone saying like, well, but the pro skaters, they join in on the beginner's speed skate. So then the beginners don't feel like comfortable. They don't feel safe to try to move around because everyone is just speeding, you know. Yeah, go on.
That point there, yeah, that's not right, and that should never be a thing.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Like, I will happily call people out if they're going to be doing that. A proper speed skater, like someone who's on my level, jumping in a beginner speed skate, you should never be doing that. Never.
Yeah.
No.
And if you're doing that, you are the problem. They're the problem, not you. So yeah, go on.
Yeah, because what I think is like, even if they don't go fast, the problem sometimes is just taking in like space, and you're not allowing that space for the beginners to just have their go. You know, if you're just filling up the rink like as it is without the speed skate, how are the beginners gonna have any space to try to learn, or even the intermediates like try to move around? You know, like maneuver, like learn the things, and actually have a space to to like level up their skills and stuff. Like they're just not, because the rink is gonna be like packed. So.
Yeah, that's not okay.
So just for some context, he's talking about specifically about Rome Nation, and on Friday, on Sunday they do the beginner. Well, they break the speed skates up, so they do beginners and they do professionals, which just means that you're not a beginner basically. And they do on Monday they break it up in 3 different groups, isn't it?
Yeah, like beginner, intermediate, and professional. Yeah.
Professional. What does that mean? I don't know. But yeah, just for some context.
Yeah.
I think that, like Renee said, there's no set way of doing it. But what you need to do is make sure you're learning the foundations. Make sure when you're out, you're learning how to stop. You're learning how to emergency stop, because they are the things that will mess you up quick. Like if someone stops if someone drops in front of you, you need to be ready and feel comfortable to stop or to weave. So I say if you practice weaving, coming up to, I don't know, like I'm literally going for like stuff that I would do, like going up to a wall and then on a random one just turning to make sure I get comfortable turning away from that wall because the wall's coming up. And when you're in the speed skate, look far ahead of you. Like when you're driving, you're not looking at the car in front. You're looking looking way ahead. You're making sure that things like if something's a hazard ahead, you're looking for that. You're aware of that. And that's the same in speed skating. That is exact. And just in general in skating around the rink, you need to know what's coming. Otherwise, you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
It's like being on the roundabout, guys. Look forward and back.
Yeah, exactly. You have to look forward and back. You need to know what's coming behind you. If you're going backwards, you need to know what's coming from that way, and you need to know what's coming from that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, practice when you're out and practicing, just practicing learning how to stop. Practice just getting comfortable with learning how to stop, and then also just getting comfortable learning how to take little turns, because that will help when you're weaving and stuff like that. That's a massive weaving is a massive thing, and people don't realize that. Like, if you can weave, you're on a different level, and it helps you. It benefits you so much with anything.
And just for the beginners, in the chat, especially for those who have been skating in a normal skate and have been licked down by a weaver. The reason that we are weaving is so ingrained in our skating is because we're just trying to practice. We're just trying to level up. We use beginners as obstacles. It sounds kind of mad, but it's true. We do.
That's really
Them as
rude,
obstacles.
but it's true.
And we don't only do it there, but we do it when we go. It's the reason why we like to skate through packed places. We like it when football's on or something like that. Because we get to skate through.
Football's on.
Because we get to weave, and it helps us practice. It helps us with our stopping, and it helps us with our turning and all this other stuff. So yeah, that's why we weave, and that's why it's so important to what we do. And when you get better, you will enjoy it too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, just don't feel that pressure. Like, I know speed skating is fun. Like, I know speed skating looks amazing and stuff like that. But one, you need to remember it's dangerous. So you want to have those foundations in place. You want to be able to know that you have that skill set behind you to know that I can, even if it's just the basics, just learning, just knowing how to stop, just knowing how to come to a stop really quick. Just practice. Yes, you're gonna fall. The amount of times I've failed trying to emergency stop, it's all mad. And that's even just T-stopping.
Yeah.
Like, just putting my foot behind my other skate, and that, I've dropped bare times, so many times. But as long Renee, you're a ways girl. I'm done. But it's just knowing that you have that skill set, those tools. With anything in life, you need to have those foundations, those tools to know that you can do certain things. And when it comes to speed skating, you need to know that you can stop, and know that you can just weave or dodge just quickly, move your feet in time. It will come over time, man. Don't rush it. I've been skating 10 years. I didn't go. I remember seeing someone going backwards down a hill or going through these little gaps, and I was like, I can't do that. And that was after 3 years of skating, and 2 years later, I just done it. I was like, oh, okay, now I've got the confidence in my feet. It took me ages, man. Don't rush the process as well.
Confidence is a big part.
100.
That's it.
Yeah, I think so the main reason why I don't do it a lot is because, mainly because of space. Like Amir said, I mainly just go to Roller Nation at the moment. I haven't been to Harrow or any other yet. But at Roller Nation, there isn't that much space. So if I'm not going for the professional one, because I know I'm not that good, I can't keep up with them, and I'm going for the other ones, a lot of times it's very packed. So then I feel like I don't have space, because my speed is above what the beginners are going at, but at the same time there isn't a lot of space, and my weaving isn't as good as I would like it to be. Then I don't want to be in there trying to go at speed and putting someone else at risk if I'm going to try to weave and then bump into someone, or having to stop, because that's not the point. The point is to go fast. But if my skill is not there yet, then I'm not gonna go there. So
yeah. Well, I think that's a fundamental issue with Roller Nation. On the Sunday, especially, they like to pack that rink full of people who shouldn't even be on anything called a speed skate. I think that's the fundamental issue with them, and I think eventually they will figure out that that's not the right way to do it. Yeah. But yeah, even just like Dre said, going on a street skate, that can help. There's lots of different ways to do it. But yeah, I hope we answered any questions or any queries that you had. I want to get a few more people in here, so but yeah, I hope we answered any questions. If you have any more questions, I'm sure you can message Renee, and I'm sure you can message Jack.
100%, man.
To answer any questions.
Yeah.
100%.
I appreciate you for jumping in, bro.
All right, no problem. See you guys.
See you soon, man.
I don't know how to leave, so I'll probably just, let me see how quick this.
Yeah, I think you just press that. Okay, cool. That's really cool. Jack did a tutorial. So Jack will be doing tutorials in Reels forms.
Reels, I'm gonna be doing it on YouTube stuff.
And Renee will be assisting. Look,
Ah,
my
not
system's
again.
done. That was the Wi-Fi. That was the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi.
That was the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi. The
Um,
Wi-Fi.
is there anyone else? Not Chanel. No. Chanel, you get out. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else who would like to? Any beginners who would like to ask any questions? Feel free to do so. Yeah, but yeah, I appreciate you both coming out. I mean, I'm not telling you to get out, by the way. I'm just saying I appreciate your time.
It sounds
I
like
think
you're
this is
telling us to
really.
leave, Jack.
No, I'm not. I'm saying.
Yeah, it
I'm
feels like
saying.
that, innit? It
I'm
does.
not. I'm saying.
Just a tiny bit.
Listen.
So
Listen.
the East lot will
Look.
just stay
Right.
East, you know.
Listen. What I'm saying is, yeah.
East London, yeah? What are you
We
saying?
had. Wait. What I'm saying is, right. We had
What's that?
a
Can't hear you up
very.
north.
We had a very constructive conversation, right? We spoke about the issues, and I think we came to some agreement that there are some things that we can be doing better. And we also decided that the speed skaters are the problem. I'm out. Good night. I love you
Oh,
all.
brother.
Wow.
Look, all I'm
Brother.
saying is Nadia's in the chat, and Nadia knows
Let
what
me
happens,
just
innit?
say how we
She
never
ain't gonna.
addressed the fact that you guys don't stay in the middle. I definitely brought
Okay,
it
let's
up.
get
We
someone else
definitely
in.
didn't address it. Oh yeah.
No,
Let's
no,
get
no, no.
someone
Oh, there
else
we go.
in.
And I'll get someone else in, yeah?
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
get someone
okay.
else in. Someone else
Okay.
would like to ask a question.
Yeah, truth hurts,
But
innit?
we know who the fault is. We know who the fault is.
No, the truth hurts. It's
Uh,
cool. It's
It's
cool.
very
yeah, we know
true.
It's
who the fault is.
absolutely fine.
Hello.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hey!
Hello, Jack.
How are you? You alright?
I'm right. And you?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm really good.
Good. Would
Yeah.
you like to introduce the? I didn't ask the name, but yeah, would you like to say your name? Hello.
Yeah. My name is Begonia, and my nickname is BSkate.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
I'm even not COVID skater. I'm later
Okay.
than one.
Okay.
I'm just only being a skate for a few months. And the thing is, I'm going to show you the totally contrary point of view. Because for me, for example, I got my skates, and then I start to follow people in Instagram and everything. It's not, I didn't get my skates because I'm a start to see TikTok or something like that. If you ask me why I had the idea to get my skates, I told you I don't know. Yes, I got the skates and then I started to follow people. Then I got my skates, I put a couple of times, and then pop up for me an event, Wavy on 8 event in Riverside.
Okay, shout out Wavy on 8.
Yeah. Then I'm not from London, I'm from abroad. I didn't know nothing at all about the speed skate, about the rules, about anything. But I just got a friend that she was in line, and we went to the event, both of us. Beginner, not more than beginner, because I just put my skates on a couple of times.
Okay.
And then we were going around. My first time that I was going around, I went going around, and a speed skate started. I didn't know nothing about that. The sound there was very bad. We even didn't understand, and I'm not English. My friend was not English. We even didn't understand that the speed skate was starting. We just saw the people going around so fast, and we were in the middle. We are going around. Fortunately, we had a good reaction that put us in the middle of the people, and then stopped. But I can tell you that we had there more than 100 people, and anyone tell us that we were in the middle of the speed skate, that was dangerous, that we were being a hazard, and everyone tell us nothing about that. So then I'm a little bit tired to listen the people, because the people jump in the street skate, the people jump in the street skate. Yeah, but you need to be conscious that the other people maybe don't know that this happened in the speed skate.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like jumping in on that. Like that's down to a thing where people need to understand that when it comes to the speed skate, and this is event organizers and stuff like that, they need to, once the speed skate happens, you call out the speed skate's happening, blah, blah, blah. You make sure that that space is clear. The space has to be clear of everyone. Yeah, but sometimes like people have forgot that and just go ahead with, okay, music's on, let's go. No. You need to clear the space first. make sure everybody who is not going to speed skate is off the rink. Simple as that.
This is the point.
Yeah.
I never listened that song before.
Mm-hmm.
I need to realize that maybe
you wouldn't know.
We didn't know. I was with my friends. We are being very slowly because we are very beginners. She was in lines and was with normal skate, and we were maybe people go around to us 3 or 4 times before that we realized that this was happening. But even we get on the side, anyone let us know nothing at all. That I realized the skate later on, even not in this event, later on.
Yeah, and
there's definitely
like
3 components to it though, because it's the event organizers knowing that everyone needs to be off the floor. It's to speak again on the event organizers to make sure that there's enough marshals to people ratio. If you're going to be expecting 100 people, don't have 5 marshals. And it's also on us, because why did nobody tell these 2 women that clearly had no idea what was going on
to get off?
This is going on, and this is going on right now.
Yes, this is the point.
Everyone's part.
If someone tell us like okay, you need to get down because you are a beginner, now it's not your time to skate, you need to keep up of the place, that will be agreed. But even anyone tell us nothing at all, before, after, or something like that, that maybe but then I was sure that if I didn't have this reaction and put myself in the middle, and someone crash with me or someone get damaged, then the fault will be mine. And I will be the person who everyone criticizes, because the beginner was there in the middle.
Yeah, that's one, ignorance. Like people are just ignorant to the fact that because like we need to remember that like if we're calling event organizers out, like if we're like Wavy and 8 just started, like they haven't been around for years. No, sorry, I can't say that. Wavy on 8 as Wavy on 8 haven't been around. Some of the skaters who are part of Wavy on 8 have been around for a while, but they, like, as organizers, they don't know they don't know that part of it to make sure those simple things, like just making sure that the rink is clear. They probably didn't know that at the time. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying.
And you get better as you go. It might not always. You might not always have it straight away.
Because
you get better as you go.
That like the event you probably went to was probably like their 5th event, maybe. Like, and that, like, and when I say 5th event, like I'm like that was probably the second one that was packed out. Like, because when Wavy on 8 started their first one, like that when I was there, I've only been to one that was packed out, and that was probably the second to last one of the most recent. But then before that, it was like the skaters before the Corona rollers, as you'd say. It was like it was us lot. It was like skaters who have been skating for a while. So it was a very different event. So when it came to the speed skate, everybody just knew. Oh, you speed? Oh, okay, yeah, cool, get off. So there wasn't that thing, and then all of a sudden there was an influx of people, and then now the whole rules change, not the unwritten rules change, and you're like, oh, okay, now we have to implement this. We have to put that in place to make sure that's safe. So yeah, it's but like with other people blaming you, that's ignorance. Like 100%. Like, so yeah, don't ever. That's just stupidness. Stupidness on a whole different scale.
Well, you wouldn't know, you know. But I appreciate you bringing it up, because I think that's something that we can think about as well. Like sometimes it takes a while to clear the floor for the speed skate. And I think as more experienced skaters, we should be helping the marshals and going around to people who might not know or might not be able to get off the floor fast enough just to get things moving. So we can do better in those positions, just like trying to help people out. And yeah, I really appreciate you bringing it up.
Yeah. And for example, you need to pay attention for the very beginning skate. For example, I'm still a beginner. I'm just I think I'm skating 6-8 months, but on and off because I got injured and needed to stop. But for example, for me, I was in Harrow Saturday, and I saw a lot of people beginner with the rent skates and everything. And for me, that even I'm a beginner, I was paying attention for these people. I was paying attention that what they are doing, for try to don't put in the middle of them or don't crash with them. That I think some people that they are seasonal skaters sometimes forget this.
Yeah.
Sometimes forget that just want a small tool, a small touch, maybe can do this person self.
100%. And that, and that boils down. Like we were saying, like people not thinking about other people. It boils down to selfishness.
Yeah.
It boils down to people being selfish.
I saw the beer fell in the accident, and because I was buying water, and when I saw this beer fell, I said, "Oh my God, this is gonna be dangerous." And then, 20 minutes later, or a few minutes later, boom, the person damaged. This is fact.
Well, like I said, I think we're collectively trying to get better. We're only doing what we can do as a community. But I really appreciate you coming on and saying what you had to say. I think it's all very valid. I'm going to try and get a few more people in here, but I appreciate you coming out.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time. And
thank you for having me.
See you around here. Thank you very much.
I saw you Saturday.
Yes. Yeah. Recognize you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
See you, Jack. Bye.
See you soon.
Damn, look at us, Jack.
Bombao.
Nothing else. We're just fixing the community on our own backs. No.
Come on.
We're not doing that. We're just having a conversation, man. And we also found out that we know who the problem is.
Oh, fuck. I can't deal with you scam skaters,
Jack.
I swear to you.
Jack.
Hello.
We already know, all right? It's out of the bag. It's not a secret anymore.
Yeah.
It's not a secret anymore, all right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no. Say what you like, bro.
It's not a secret anymore.
I hear breeze. Okay? I just hear breeze. That's just air.
It's not a secret anymore, all right? It's not a secret anymore. Yeah, it's definitely Jack's people. Look at what Nadia said. Look.
Move yourself, Nadia, bruv.
Listen. Ease up.
Move yourself.
Because Nadia will just hit you one of these, bro. Stop, man.
Oh my days.
But yeah, that was really interesting. I don't know if there's anyone else who would really like to jump on and just kind of like say their piece and ask a question.
Kai said, yo. I don't know.
Kai said, yo. Kai, if you want to jump in, Nadia, if you want to jump in.
I don't know. Drapes, bruv. Drapes.
If anyone wants to jump in, you lot are free to do so. Let's not forget.
Yeah,
Nadia was a speed skater too.
Let's not forget about Nadia being a speed skater, yeah?
Nah. Shout out the big stepper. Shout out the big stepper.
Yeah? Real quick.
Come on.
Yeah?
Kai's got speed as well, you know. I say we call Kai a speed skater.
So I've never seen Kai speed skater, huh?
Kai's got speed, man. Kai's got speed. It's because his legs are long as shit. So he just does this.
I'm done. No. Hey. Tyrese, put some respect on Nadia's name, I beg. Yeah? She'll at you, bro. I'm telling you. She'll pace you.
Yeah.
Brother. In slippery wheels too, in hard wheels.
In slippery wheels. Come on. I think we kind of had a good conversation. I feel like we spoke a lot about like Jack. Okay, here's a good question, right? What do you think you do better? Just on your just for what you can do. What do you think you'll try and do better going forward? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh, right. Personally, try. Just try being more of a. Yeah, try like we said, like try do more than just the social media thing. Be there for people, and reaching out to people and trying to just being there, and if people want to talk, just being out there, like you said, just going out to things and just setting an example, like if we can, if that's what you want to call it. I think I'm gonna try and start doing that, man.
I like that, man. I think like as far as what we can actually do, like I think that's one of the things we can actually do. That's an actionable plan. I think that's something that everyone who has a bit of clout, and everyone who has just a bit of like a social media presence, I think we can all do that. I think we can 100%. All lend a nice hand, you know, especially when we see someone in the middle, like look, Jack. I don't want to say
skaters are the problem, right?
No, I don't want to say it. But I will say, right, like it really upsets me when I see newer skaters in the middle lane. It really upsets me because it messes with the flow, right? But they don't know anything better. They don't know any better. They're new, and we can't judge them for that. You know what I mean? But all we can do is try and show them better. We can say, look, come onto this side, skate closer to the middle, and then you can do your laps uninterrupted. You know, because we don't really use the inside lane much.
No, I don't. I know I don't.
And I think that's the way that we should try and do that. We should try and instruct them or guide them into that right way, and then they can earn their way out of the circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I really think so. No.
What are you gonna do? Let me put you on the spot. What are you gonna do?
What I'm gonna continue to do what I do. I'm gonna continue to attend beginners sessions. I'm gonna continue to.
So.
What's that? The big stepper in the building, yeah?
Big stepper. Let me just say one thing. Kai, stop running your gums, yeah?
Man, gonna jump through the line just to tell Kai off, you know. Come on, man. Don't be doing
that. Man's a keyboard warrior out here, yeah? Listen, type as fast as you can skate and then chat to me, innit?
Yeah. Don't even do it. Don't do it. Kai, you will not be accepted in live. Do not request on, please. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. You will not be accepted in the live. I say keep yourself out of it. Nah, bro. I say keep yourself out.
Don't have that guy, bro.
I think it's over, bro. Yeah, I think it's over.
I'm begging it now, bro.
It's done. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
what do you think, Nadia? About what's been going on, especially the harrow thing? What do you think?
Personally, I think I've heard both sides of the story, and I think there's a need for skate etiquette. I think it just needs to be taught. I think there's one thing skating outside, it's a whole different realm skating inside. We know that skating inside is different from skating outside. It's just different. And I think if you don't train people or tell people about skate etiquette, they're not going to know. They're not going to know. You know, they're not going to know that speed skaters usually skate on the outside. They're not going to know in the middle lane it's slower. They're not going to know right in the center it's slow. And then right in the middle of the rink is where the jam skaters are. They're not going to know that.
Yeah.
If you don't tell them that, how are they supposed to know that? You know, those speed skating, not every speed skater can stop. They can pick up the speed for sure. And then some people don't realize when their legs are tired. So stopping becomes an issue. See what I'm saying? So,
let's stop, because there's too many stuff happening. Now they're saying too many things, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now they're just letting it out.
No, it's the truth. There's certain man who don't know how to stop. They don't have the foundations. They think they can 2-2 chop and try and shuffle. Yeah.
Listen, everybody's got to start somewhere. But listen, all I'm saying is, if you drive like you skate, I'm never getting your car off. Just know that. Because there are no brake pedals in your car.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. It was a great live. Thank you very much for coming out, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later. Don't do it to them. Don't do that.
Man said Fred Flintstone out here, but put some brakes on them things. Like, it's okay. Like, nobody's saying you can't speed skate. And, you know, genuine love to all the speed skaters. I started out speed skating as well. I've done it all, but I would say know when you're able to do it. And give yourself that credit. If you feel like your legs don't have it in you, don't be a risk to everybody else. Yeah? And in the same way also, know that you're inside. And when they're outside, feel free. You're outside, you got freedom. But inside, you have to take care of your fellow man. And if that means slowing down a bit, slow down a bit. You don't see us slow jamming when we're on a speed skate. which means when the slow jams come on, there's no need to be speed skating.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to disturb that for a little bit. No one say you have to stop the whole night, but just give everybody their piece. I mean,
I like
you can't.
that. I like that.
It's not
Give everyone
like,
their
what I'm saying? It's just taking care of your family. Same way, if you was running a race and you had the elderly and then the children, why now are you sprinting to go first? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you think by running past them, you've got any kind of honor? There's no honor in that.
None.
You see what I'm saying? Just take care of the people around you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I agree with
apart from that, it is what it is.
I 100% agree with that. I like that. I think that's a great way to round it up. But I think, just like I was saying, like there needs to be some pillars. You know what I mean? There needs to be people who are letting people know, like, you ain't ready for that big man. Like, you gotta slow that down. And I think, like, when I look at things, like, I think I always think of, like, when we're talking about speed skating, there's a handful of people that I always think about, right? But I know that there's a lot of them who don't really come to events, who don't really come.
And who are they? Who are they?
Well, don't do that, Jack.
I'm doing it.
Man come like Joe started stuttering, bruv.
Yeah. More than the first person I always think about is Renee.
Mm-hmm.
Always think about Renee. Dev. Like the big names, but like it's those lot. It's those lot that I think about. Like the ones that are at Vox all the time. Like, but the two names that come to mind often is Renee and Dev, right? And then like, those are the ones that I would be like, if I was gonna put some responsibility on someone, I'd choose those two. That's what I'm saying.
I think there's two things. I think, in a way, if they want that response, you can't make somebody else's issue their responsibility. But I think 100%. Also, you can only do and say so much. If the establishments themselves are not going to listen to the feedback being given, what more can you do?
You can't do anything.
For instance, if we take the event that just happened, for instance, as an example, you were previously told and you previously saw what happened at the event. Yeah. So accidents did happen and these things did happen. Okay. So you take that on board and you say, well, in this time, this is what we've done to improve that. If an accident still happens, it's okay because they've taken measures to try and deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but if you haven't, then, you're always going to get this critical feedback. And I feel like, like Dev said earlier, he can only say on his side what it is, right? And, Renee, love this girl, known her for a long time. Again, can only say, and do so much.
Yeah.
But also, I think when you talk about pillars in the society, you got to be respected pillars, And I'm not saying I don't know who that is. I'm just saying somebody that can come up to you. And again, the people person thing is, it's not every pill for everybody. It's the way you approach the situation and the way you tell somebody something. I've taught a lot of people, and not everybody learns the same.
100%.
You just got you got to feed them differently. But if you don't feed them at all, then what do you expect will happen? But
I agree.
Again, all you can do is lead them to the food. If they don't eat, what can you do?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So we do the best we can do. And again, Renee and Dev speaking to these people, and then the community as a whole saying what needs to happen. If they don't take the feedback, if they don't take the feedback on board, what can you say? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, and this is why the tube is striking. And this is why, Kai, when I tell you need to cream and you don't take that feedback on board, it's a problem, isn't it?
Ooh. We're not gonna
whatever you want, Kai.
In my show. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not letting you in. So don't request. I'm not letting you in, bro. You can't have your piece. You can't have your piece. Sorry.
Just like that.
Yeah, you can't
like that.
Do you know the worst thing is? It's the way now they just went up here and then just
I take out my hair, my hair is already out, bro. My hair is already out, yeah?
Don't do it. I can't. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I like that, and it's like I said to you like now there how many times like it's nice seeing you like do more lessons, be really active with like the beginner community,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I mean, you always have, but like I mean, like in like a different, we're in a different time now. You know what I mean?
Right,
Where like
right.
what it's like I was saying before, like when we started, there was 100 of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was 100 of us when we started, and now there's thousands of us.
Right.
And the one thing that hasn't changed is that speed skaters are the problem. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God, brother! I beg.
Man said, I'm not involved, bruv. Yeah?
I beg.
Every time I say it, bro, you ain't ready for it because my comedic timing is legendary.
You're killing me. You are killing me. Wow. I'm saying nothing. I'm saying absolutely nothing.
Trying to make the event viral.
Yeah, Emre, you heard right.
Oh,
got Emre there.
Shout out to Emre. Yeah, man, I ain't heard from you in ages, bro.
Yeah, let man talk.
Man needs to blow the dust off his skates. Emre ain't been about in a bit, bro. I wanted to see remembers how to skate, bro.
This brother, yeah, that's
add some oil to them wheels, bro.
Trust.
Oh wow.
Squeaking up.
Yeah.
Speed skaters are
I
not
mean,
the problem.
listen, everybody can be a problem, innit? That's what I'm saying. Everybody can be a problem. Everybody doesn't care for anybody else.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think there's definite need to know different things, man. You can't do inside, outside, inside, and etiquette.
No.
That's all that needs to be taught. I think for places as big as Harrow and the amount of people you're getting in at the door, stated facts. This is the amount of people we can let in. This is how the rink works. If you don't like it, don't have to be here. Yeah. It's not personal, innit? If you take it personally, then it sounds like a you problem.
Problem.
Listen, right? When I got there and it was 9:20 and the line was to the car park, I should have known. Yeah. But I thought,
I would have turned around.
Not too bad. No. But this is what I'm saying, right? I thought not too bad, right? And then when we got in and it was empty, I was like, oh, okay, right? Maybe they're just trying to limit numbers, blah, blah, right?
Yeah.
I turn around, I put my skate on, and you don't know it takes me 2 seconds to step in my skates. I turn back around, and everyone's in there.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, these ones. So Carl and that, I wouldn't say he's a skater, but he has skated, so he should know better. Yeah. And I think when you don't take care of the safety of the skaters, that tells me something about those running the establishment. 100%. When you only care to let them in, it tells you something about the people. If they're not setting any rules, you don't have sufficient marshalling in place.
Sufficient.
And it's not something that hasn't been said before in any event. Imagine going to a football game and there's a derby against each other, two teams that go at it. And you only have like 4 marshals. You 4 stewards. Are you all right?
Are you okay?
Yeah. The football game ain't happening. Everybody's on the pitch. It's a,
you
know what I'm saying? It's a fight. Same way, you can't have 4 marshals for say 500 people. Ain't gonna happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. And so when I say it because when you look at places like say Fix 8, look how many marshals, you have a lot of marshals. You have a decent set. But then again, you have a lot of people that can skate will also stop for other skaters.
Yeah.
Because it's such a tight space, you have to be aware of everybody immediately around you.
Immediately.
You see what I'm saying? And I think people think because Harrow's big, you don't. But that being said, the more people in the building, it's a very tight space.
Very
tight. Yeah. Harrow has always been that. Because the space is so big, it's always been a time for us to do madness. Always.
But we
had the space. We had the space. That's why I used to. That's why. Now it's different. Right. But that's why back in the day, I used to love going. Harrow was my place because I could put my foot down. That's why I could put my foot down. Now it's 2 pack up.
I like Harrow because they play old school.
Yeah, somebody here said martial guidance is the best solution to managing a rink, and that's how control is dictated. They need to be competent and trained. Agreed.
Yeah, facts.
You have to have that element. I think you do. You do really have to. But at the end of the day as well, I think that facilitates you having fun. When those rules are in place, you can have fun. Football has rules, basketball has rules, All these sports have rules. What? So that everybody can play a fun game, bro.
Yeah.
Skating has to have those rules too, so that everybody can enjoy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But
Those
it's
things have
all
to be in
though.
place, man.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Those things have to be in place.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
Yeah, man.
otherwise,
And
it's a free for
also,
man. It's a
yeah.
And all I'm
danger.
saying
It's
is,
so dangerous.
speed skaters are the problem, innit?
Oh my God, Nadia, don't jump on it, man. Don't jump on it. Don't jump on it.
Big steppers, what are we saying, bro?
Big steppers.
Sorry, what are you saying, jump skaters? Leave
Big
yourself,
steppers.
man. Leave
All I'm
yourself.
saying is, we got our quadrant.
What's that?
We got our quadrant. We stay in
Sorry,
our
what?
quadrant. You already know.
Sorry, I'm just saying breeze.
You already know.
Is there a draft?
Yeah, that's me going past you, Jack, bro. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Is this what you're doing? Alright,
Yeah.
say no more. I need a speed skater on here, boy.
Hold on. So, Skate City London just joined the chat. I didn't see them jump in. So yeah, just for Skate City London, and obviously you're watching. We were having a conversation about. Well, yesterday we had a conversation about the incidents that happened at the last two events. If you'd like to jump in, feel free to. I'm not going to press you to, but if you'd like to jump in, feel free to. And there was a lot of mistakes that were made. It's been a difficult, like we've had these conversations. There's been a lot of conversations on social media, lots of lives, lots of videos being made about Skate City London and the way it's been things have been dealt with, the way that like nothing has been changed from event to event. And I think we just want to understand what's going on, like why aren't things being changed, why isn't capacity being set, and why skaters are constantly hurting themselves from event to event. Again, like I mean, my mission was never to write off Harrow. I really don't want to write off Harrow, but I can't come to Harrow and be and be a part of people injuring themselves. I can't do it. So we want to have constructive conversations. In this live, we're talking about solutions. I'm going to be posting the live that we did yesterday, speaking more specifically about the events that took place at Harrow on YouTube. So if you'd like to, when I post it, I will send you a link so you can watch it if you'd like to do that. And if you'd like to talk like privately, then you're more than welcome to send me a DM and we can have a different conversation. But just know that we're not in here we're not in here like bullshitting. We're not in here like trying to make shit. We're talking about what's going wrong. And a lot of us feel that the management are not stepping up to the plate. A lot of us feel like the management aren't looking out for the well-being of the skaters. And we're very knowledgeable that you like to call us the skate family, and you like to call us all Skate City London, but we don't feel like we're Skate City London. We don't feel like we are family. It feels very, very distant between Skate City London and the wider community, and a lot of us feel this way. So we're not in here bullshitting. We're not in here chatting shit about you lot. You're more than welcome to jump in if you want, like I said, and we can have a different conversation if you'd like to do that. Or alternatively, like I said, you can contact me privately or anyone else. But yeah, the way it's been going on for the last two sessions is not on. A lot of people are afraid to go. A lot of beginners have like really, really voiced their concerns with how Skate City London has been dealt with in the past two sessions. And we're just trying to have constructive conversations here. Especially in this one, we're talking about solutions, more so solutions that can be implemented from the community.
Right.
And we're talking about like what we can do specifically to make our safer. Yeah. So like I said, if you want to, if you're free to join, if you want to. But yeah, stuff.
Let's have a round of applause for the jump skater.
Yeah, that's enough. Don't get gapped.
The jam skater, I'll take the. I like the. Yeah. But yeah, man, like, yeah, I just like I said, like I was saying in the beginning, like what I want what I want is for us to find some solutions for what we're doing. And yeah, like I just want to find better ways and Jack, I didn't even answer your question. So what I'm going to be doing moving forward is just trying to show up at more beginners events. I'm going to be trying to do more things, like to make the beginners feel better, like directing them in the right path, and giving them the knowledge that they need to feel comfortable in the space. And also, the one thing that I can't let slide, especially that knowing that Skate City London is watching, the fact that people have been injured at Skate City London, have been taken away in ambulances, and no one's apologized. No one on Skate City London's website has or page have said a word. They're just reposting the fun bits of the night. The fact that people aren't being followed up with in hospitals, which is something that I know for definite, people aren't being followed up with, is not on. Not on.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about constructive things. We can talk about limiting the amount of skaters in there. We can have constructive conversations.
Yeah.
But the fact that Skate City London is not messaging people after they've been injured at your event is not on. It's not on. That don't slide. Yeah. And I'm not saying this just because I'm on live and there's people watching me. I will let you not know this in person. That is not on. Yeah. If people are falling, especially if you want to call us all a family, you lot gotta treat us better. And if people are falling down and hurting themselves and having to be taken away in ambulances, that's not on.
You have to follow up.
You have to follow up. You have to follow up. You have to follow up. That's not on. That's not on. Sorry, I just had to say that. I had to say that. I didn't want to.
No, facts.
I was hoping you would say it because I was going to do it before I went.
Facts. In any establishment, if you know, if somebody injures themselves and you, as the integral part of management, or you're in any position of leadership, you need to lead by example. And if you're saying Skate City London and you are in the lead of that, you, by example, you have to follow that up personally. How about you? What has happened? What can we do to support that? Yeah. Because genuinely they came out for a great night, but sometimes not the beginning that matters. It's the end that matters. It's the end that matters.
100%.
Because what that says is we didn't care. We just cared about your money.
No.
And if that's not what you're trying to portray, then again, with Amir's comment, that's not family. Even family looks out for one another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I used to have that feeling I used to have that feeling of family when I went there. I used to they used to ask me what music I like to listen to, and next month I go there, I hear the tunes that I want to hear. You know what I mean? I used to go there and feel warm. I was welcomed by everybody. I used to feel good when I went there. But hearing that people who have injured themselves and have individually left in ambulances, and I'm hearing that Skate City London hasn't even as much as sent them a message just letting them know that they're thinking of them and that they're apologetic and sorry and hoping that they're getting better. That is not. That's not how you conduct yourself, especially if you're talking and trying to use the word family in a sense.
Yeah. And just as a business in general. business in general.
As a business in general. I think the least you should be doing.
Yeah.
Not even the most, it's the least you should do.
Yeah.
As somebody myself generally in my own character, I need to know people are all right.
Yeah, man.
You need to know somebody's all right. On your shift, something happens and you didn't ask if somebody was all right. I mean, are you all right? Is everything back home, big man? Like, how can you conduct yourself like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that says a lot about the character of the person. And, I genuinely hope going forward that there are changes made. Not just for, just to show that, genuinely, that there's changes made.
Just to show that they care, that's all, like...
But not only that, it's because we don't have rinks. There is nowhere for us to go.
That's right.
We don't have the luxury of losing rinks.
Yeah, we can't.
We want Harrow to be the best Harrow that it can be. The same way we want the Fixate to be the best Fixate it can be. Right. And we want Rolling Nation to be the best Rolling Nation it can be. Right. Because we don't have the options. Right. We don't have the options.
Free. That's
But
great.
let me tell you something. If you're gonna carry on, listen, other places can pop up. You just happen to be the place where people can skate.
Yeah.
But that don't mean it can't open somewhere else and people won't travel. Because skaters, if one thing they're gonna do is travel.
Yeah, is travel.
And yesterday, someone reminded me of this, right? We're only relying on the rinks because it's winter. Because come summer, we got summer.
Listen, this is week's come summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, see me now.
Yeah.
I'm not
Right. And just hold on one sec. I just want to highlight something. Dre just said events at Dojo are safe. Right? If we can have safety precautions at a car park in Colindale, then we can have safety precautions at Skate City London, which is a fully blown event, taking people's money. All right? Yeah. So shout out Dojo.
Big up to the Dojo,
Yeah.
That's 100%. What I'm saying. Yeah.
100%.
And I think those groups we talk about, Wavy and Nate and all, and even the NCA and that, it's just evolving. So we know something happened last time. Okay, so it won't happen this time. Okay, something happened this time. So we're gonna learn. And when you learn and you take that on board, whether it's criticism or not, and you move forward, like Fixate in these spaces, then it's okay. But if you don't take it on board and things are still happening and it's getting reckless, look, this is the outcome. That's
the problem. Yeah,
and that's the outcome, because you can talk all day long.
But
if nobody does anything about it,
it doesn't matter.
It's just air.
Pure air.
You're talking to a wall.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can chat, everybody can say what I want, but if the people themselves don't take that on board, we can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
And every business has feedback for a reason. Every business. You get their feedback in your emails. Why? Because they want to know what's going on. Yeah. And they pay attention to that feedback.
You need to.
And that's key. Well, exactly.
You need to pay attention to the feedback.
Yeah, it's key. Because you can't grow.
Exactly. You're constantly evolving.
People, I've been skating for a long time, but if somebody tells me something about my skating, maybe you need to change this or maybe you need to do that, I'm listening to you. I'm taking that feedback on board. I've been skating this amount of years, so you can't tell me what to do. Are you mad?
No, you're great. No, that's mad.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Everybody's still learning. We're all still learning.
I learn from beginners. I don't care. They do something I don't do, because they're not thinking about how long they've been skating. They've never done the move before, but they might do it in a way I've never considered.
Yeah.
I have no qualms with that. And like I tell people again, I will tell people all the time, do it how you want to do it. I will show you the technique, but do you. But if they don't take that again on board, you know what I'm saying, and then do it like the 20 other people that are doing it, ain't gonna look different. Same way, if we talk all these solutions, but they don't want to take nothing on board, hands in the air, I've done the best that I can do. Yeah. Same way I say wear your seatbelt in a car, but if you don't wear it, that sounds like it. I've said it, and the rules have said it, but you don't want to listen, then accident occur, and that's it.
Because when my side is safe and your side is not safe,
right? Because I'm driving.
Right.
Man said, click. Right. But I can't. Leisha, if you're in the chat, I can't help you.
Leisha,
She went in my car, like, you better put on your seatbelt, bro, because I'm a big hard, bro.
100%. Yeah.
It's a test of brakes, bro. Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone in the chat. I don't think there's anyone in the chat who doesn't want things to be good. He doesn't want things to be safe.
Yeah,
he doesn't want doesn't want everyone to be able to skate. I don't think there's anyone in the chat. We're all in this chat because we love skating, right? That's the one thing. 109 people that are in this chat right now. The one thing that combines us, that is absolute, is skating. We all love skating, all of us. And we want this thing to work. We want to have places to go. But if there are places. Yeah, except for Emery. Yeah, I don't know what he's on. He's doing
what? Watch when the East King comes up, bruv. Anyway,
he's the only one.
Listen, when Emery can roll that dust off, then he come chat, bruv. Right, it's coming in.
I ain't seen him in a minute,
bruv.
Right.
That didn't remember how to break.
You're just taking up space in the live.
Are you actually talking about Emery like this, Nadia? You have a nerve.
Right.
He's gonna roll up on me on his motorbike and be like, "Wasn't it you that spoke?"
Right.
I'll be like,
"No, all I'm saying is Ivan is a pillar. That's all I'm saying. Ivan's a pillar."
Oh my days.
Man's trying to jump in.
Yeah,
Emmy, get
man.
out of here, man. You got dust on your skates, bro.
You got dust on your skates. Wow. The
No,
OG. Oh,
clear dust on my feet.
bro. You lot are killing me. You lot are
Look at
killing
him.
me.
Look at him. Look at him.
Look, he's not even straight face.
No.
They said to blow the dust off your
Hey,
skates,
wait,
bro.
what are you saying, big man?
In the
What you saying, Dusty
comfortability
Skate?
of your home, Nadia. How dare you?
Comfortable
In
in
the
your yard.
comfortability.
For my yard, I'm gonna
No,
say it.
you.
I remember when you and your SFRs, bruv, just making noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
No, I remember
SFRs,
when
you
you
know.
couldn't
Come
cam
on.
skate. You were two-stepping down the harrow, boy.
You're
Now there's on a big step of teams, isn't he? Big
Nah,
step.
you
We
know
oh
what?
my
understand.
days.
You're 100% correct. I think it needs to be people that are active within the community, and I'm definitely not one of them. So that's why I don't have much contributions come yesterday and today. It's just I'm as a pedestrian watching what's happening, passing by. So, boy, I just had to come in and Nadia, boy.
Boying
I
you
love
off,
you,
you
lot,
know.
but
Listen,
I'll
do
be
you know what?
praying in the chat. I'll be praying in the chat.
No, bust me up. Like, you know, and I would say generally, MA one of the hardest skaters I know. Stop him
100%.
is hard. Like, you
Ah,
can stop him. There's few people I trust to stop near me, and MA is one of them. And
One
I,
of
you
them.
know, big up to you, because listen, I don't know how many plates you got in your ankles and still breaking the way you break.
It's
And you
wild.
know them on there. Do you know them on there? So
Wild.
you're doing some mad things. So,
yeah.
you know, from bottom of my heart, you know, I miss you skating.
I
I miss
Yeah,
appreciate
seeing
man.
your
you
face,
guys, man.
100%.
That's why I come
100%.
in and
100, man.
see you guys do your
Bro,
thing. Like I
honestly,
said, it's love, man.
Yeah, man.
It's always love.
yeah,
Much love.
honestly.
I love you.
Yeah,
Lot.
man.
Carry on. I'm just gonna be praying in the background.
Yeah,
All
man.
Nadia,
right.
don't at me.
Alright,
Bro.
say no more.
Yeah.
This guy.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. I think
See, jam skaters are the problem. You see what I mean?
Like, let's not
Nadia,
start with you. Don't make me
get
traipse
him.
you from your own yard,
Get him,
bruv,
get
at
him.
this chat, yeah?
Man said.
It must have just up and gone, bruv.
Oh my days.
Yeah, but I think we've beat the horse to death now. I think
Yeah.
everyone knows what we're saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
also,
Don't.
like what you asked me earlier and what I asked you is, what are you gonna do next? Like Skate City, what are you gonna do next? What are you gonna do now to make these changes to make things better? Because it's all good, we talking and that and everything like that, and you saying this and post it. What are you going to do?
Yeah. You have duty of care.
You have a responsibility.
London is watching. Skate City, the same city, London, they're watching. Everybody's
It's not even
watching.
London, man. The UK is watching now, man.
Everybody's watching.
We're listening, and we're watching hard, because we don't want to have to not come. I don't think anyone wants that. I don't think anyone wants us to not to,
I don't.
to have to not come.
Harrow was my spot. The biggest
yeah,
yeah. And there are, like I said, there's lots of fundamental things like marshals. I'm not dissing any of your marshals, but your marshals, like they don't have that duty of care there. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of them are just doing their thing.
More as well.
Did they leave?
Oh, they
don't bust me up.
Well,
I said, let me chat.
like I said, right? Like they heard what I had to say.
The next event is tumbleweed. Man said,
Stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I said, right?
No, it's gonna be.
Yeah, like all three of us just said we're watching, right? So when the next event goes up, my people who are in this chat, before you go, make sure you're sending DMs. Make sure you're questioning things before you go, right? Because we can't do that, right? There's 100 of us in here, and how packed was the hall the other day, Jack? There must have been 1,000 people in there.
Yeah, it was mad. It was ram up.
It was ram.
And that place is huge.
I was all breathing out the pores of my skin. I was so hot.
Yeah, it's all mad.
It was ram.
Sweat just running, bro.
Sweat running.
I wasn't even doing nothing.
It's running faster than my speed skate, bro. That's what I'm telling you. You can't be doing that in there.
That's the big step stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like before my people, before we go, like before we take ourselves back there and spend our money again, like we need to be questioning things. We need to be asking things.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
especially like if the small things aren't resolved, like how hard is it to send a DM to someone who hurt themselves? You know what I mean?
It's not
Like
hard.
it's not difficult. It's not a difficult thing to do. Like also like how difficult is it to just address it in your story? There's been 4 incidents in the past 2 harrows, and we're working to make it better.
Yeah, all I've seen is all the videos popping up and everything like that. I said, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
all the good stuff.
yeah.
Okay, where's the bad stuff? All I saw was the bad stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you're
just
the
seeing
person to
Harrow
listen.
as a wicked night.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all
we
I'm
just,
seeing.
you know, we hope that actually, you know, it's funny. I hope that they do better, but my expectation is not high.
Same.
I genuinely hope they do well. Just like, you know, you hope your good friend does well, but you know your expectation for them ain't that high because you know before, before. And I hope they surprise me. I hope they surprise me.
100.
And I hope I'm shocked. You know, but do I expect to be shocked? No, sir.
No,
you know what I mean? That's like saying you're gonna have 6 months of sunshine. That's just a mad thing. But
That's a lot to ask for, especially when we live here.
Listen, you better pray for that rather than ask, because it ain't gonna happen. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, I love you guys.
Honestly.
I'm leaving you guys.
Listen,
yeah, don't be trying to add me, Jack. Don't be trying to do that when I leave. All right?
What's that?
Don't
Sorry.
add me.
What's that? Sorry, I can hear you.
He
That's
already
you.
knows.
Sorry.
That's you dropping because you ain't as fast as me.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
That was the sound this is the sound of you going past me. Yeah, you can't hear me because you did.
Jack.
I'm getting rinsed. I come on this live to get rinsed.
Nah, Jack, you came. No. Shall I tell you why you came on the live?
Why?
You came to drop knowledge, bro.
I dropped some knowledge, but then I got
you
rinsed.
dropped knowledge. Yeah, and then you let us know like the do's and the don'ts. You put some knowledge out there. You said your piece, and then you got roasted. But it's what it is, bro.
It's all mad. It's all mad. It's all mad. Ramsey, that was a great track, man. I feel like that was very practical, and I feel like we know what needs to come from this, innit?
100%.
So, yeah,
I'm
man.
just gonna close it out. I appreciate everyone who came and stayed. This is another. Jack, why do I keep doing this for 2 hours, man? It's way too long.
What's the time? Oh, shut up!
11
I've got work to do, brother.
Yeah, hello. I appreciate you, Jack. I appreciate everyone who jumped in. But yeah, every like honestly, like I'm not doing these for clout. I'm not doing these for anything else. I just want to have some constructive conversations, and it's really hard to get 100 people in the same room at the same time.
100.
That's all it is, right? I just want to have some constructive conversations. We're going to be doing more of these, like as and when it's time. I'm here, but I tried not to have an emotional response. I really just wanted to have a good, like, clean mind or clear mind, and I wanted to say my piece, and I wanted to invite everyone else in to say their piece as well. And that's all I can do, man. That's all I can do. Yeah. The International Women's Day skate is on the
Tuesday, on the 8th.
My birthday
on the 8th. Is on the 8th. Yes, Jack's birthday, but we're not thinking about Jack's birthday. We're thinking about the international.
Big up the women out there. Big up the women worldwide.
Skate at Harrow. We're big in that. No, not at Harrow. Fuck, Jack.
Wow, you said Harrow.
I'm messing up, man. Jack, you're supposed to be there. You see, when I throw stuff and I drop them, you're supposed to catch it.
No, but that's a jump skater problem, I think. You see what I'm saying?
No, but you're taking it there, though. You don't need to take it there.
It's happening at Fixate. That's where it's happening.
Let me do the promo again. But I'm going to throw it to you.
Yep.
And then you catch it.
Gonna catch it. Cool.
Right. Okay. So, the promo, right? We are sponsored by Fixate. I don't know if you knew that, Jack.
I didn't know that.
We're sponsored by Fixate, right?
Right.
We need a Fixate graphic. Someone do Fixate's in the chat, right? We're sponsored by Fixate. All we gotta let you know is that for International Women's Day on the
8th of March,
there will be a women's skate, right? Go there, enjoy yourself, have a wicked night, and Jack's gonna finish off the promo. Go, Jack.
It's gonna be a Fixate. It's gonna be a great night. Big up the women out there worldwide. Yeah, you done now.
Get me. Sponsored by Fix8.
And we out.
We out. Peace.
Love.